This was a dream I had, over and over.
Can we maybe figure out what we're gonna do now?
I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what's wrong.
Then figure it out!
Do you feel that?
We should go.
I want to check it.
Hey, stop.
You feel it?
Oh man, I forgot to take off the banner. There we go. What's up, people? Welcome back. We are back with another episode of From. We got the usual suspects in the house. Brian the Grizzly, and Julie's in the house. What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. What about you, Brian? You good? You're muted.
Maybe if I unmute, then you can hear me. I'm feeling real
Yes.
good. I'm glad to be here. I can't wait to talk about From because this next episode is about to be so intense. Yes, I mean, come on, this is about to be terrible.
I know. We're in the second half of the season now, and we are getting into a lot of stuff. We are definitely going to be breaking down this episode. But first, tell the people where they can find you, Brian.
I'm Brian the Grizzly, 1/3 of the Spoiler Kings. We are on live from like 9:30 to midnight on Mondays and Thursdays, and we do little pop-up shows all throughout the week. Can't wait to talk about all the stuff on what's going on Marvel, what's going on with DC, what's going on in the movie theater, the box office things, and talk about everything. You know, I wish I could talk about From, but they're just catching up now.
I feel you. And Julie B. Deep Dives. Tell the people where they can find you.
So I'm still way deep in the rabbit hole covering From only at the moment. Doing my weekly lives Wednesdays and Thursdays around 10:30 at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, and working on a new theory video that I'm hoping to drop tomorrow, and then my episode breakdown after that.
Absolutely, 100%. And we're definitely going to break down this episode. But before we do, I was correct so far.
Yes, you
She's
were.
not having a baby so far. So we'll see how that goes. But your theory with the you're saying that she might have another entity inside of her could still be a possibility. But for so far, we don't know if she's having a baby. First off, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that it's probably. I still think it's probably some kind of entity that an ultrasound can't pick up. It just seems like the more likely thing to me, but it could go either way. She could be turning into a monster. But yeah, I still think there may be some kind of entity within her, using her as a vessel that is just not visible like a human baby would be. So yeah. That's
sense.
my thought on that.
Okay.
And Brian, what are your thoughts?
Honestly, I still think that with something's going on that it's eating her alive and it's changing her overall formation of who she is, what she is. And she's going to find out. She's going to start losing, fat. She's going to start losing body fat. She's going to start losing hair and all that stuff. And then you're going to start seeing her transform into where we see what's going on.
Yes. And we're definitely going to get into
I think
all
I'm on
of
your
that.
side now. I think you put me all the way on your side now.
I got you. What's up, shitting a bucket? Okay, how you doing? Nice name. Crunchy Tire is here. Imani is in the house. Thank you very much. Nikisha is in the house. Good evening, everyone. Listen to y'all while I get ready for work tonight. And to say I told y'all that that they won't be digging. They weren't gonna dig Dale out of the concrete. Yeah, I
No,
know.
you're right.
They did the tarp. I'd
And then they built a
spoil.
wall. They built a wall. Like, okay.
I spoil for saying I told you so, but I'm a Leo. I can't help myself. No, it's good. It's good. You're right. You said they were gonna put up a tarp, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what the tarp, but they did a part tarp, and then they built a wall around him. And we're gonna get into all of that because this episode was called Scar Tissue, which made a lot of sense considering the little bit of focus on Randall. And we're gonna get into Randall because I think there's something up over there as well. What do you guys think about the title of the episode and everything else? Go ahead, Brian.
Tearing that up is going to be the idea of scar tissue, because if you have surgery, you repair something. That scar tissue has to be torn for you to be able to utilize everything. And so the idea that you have to tear through that scar tissue, which hurts, to get you to a better place is something that's going to have to be addressed. I think that's a great title because you messed up something and now you have to get through this scar tissue in order to get to the other side.
Absolutely. Julie?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, the scar tissue concept. Yeah, I think it's really relevant to what's going on here, and you know, it's literally Randall is gonna have one hell of a scar on his face
Mhm.
when it comes to scar tissue, and it's not just the physical scar. I think that it's a figurative. Like speaking of that title, I think that it's figuratively also, there's something that's wrong with him as a result of what happened with the cicada entity, that he's still different somehow. So it's like he's scarred by that, and probably the other two also, Julie and Marielle.
Yeah, we see
Mhm.
Julie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's something
Ve-
still very wrong, which I think is going to be an ongoing threat. I don't know why it's manifesting differently for each of them. Randall has the cicadas attacking, and Julie has screaming in her head, and we don't know
Mhm.
what Marielle has because she's kind of covering it up. But it should be interesting to see.
And it'd be interesting to find out what kind of information she has too, or what she's going through, because she's going through something, right? She kind of hints at it, but she doesn't say what it is. So we're definitely going to need to find out what that is, because Randall is going to be staying with them. And when we get to that, I got something to say about that too as well. Um, but Fletcher said, I believe that Tabitha's dream wasn't a dream, actually. Like Victor stated in previous season, sometimes he can't separate dreams from actual memory. So I do believe that was a memory of a young Tabby.
Mm,
That's interesting.
So
yeah.
that would be interesting. So because what you're saying is you think that she was actually in that town already before, which is
Uh-huh.
definitely interesting as a kid.
I agree. That's actually going to be a big part of a theory video I'm working on that I'm going to try to get out by tomorrow. I think that she was literally there before.
So
It's
she's escaped
I don't know.
twice
The theory
then?
I have might be divisive, but yeah, she was there before.
So she
So you
escaped
think
twice, Julie. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I like that.
yeah.
now I'd have to go and think about the ages and stuff, but could it be Victor's sister?
Um,
Is she
She's
too
too
young to
young.
be
I
Victor's
think she's too
sister?
young.
she's too young. I mean, the actress is 43. He's in his early 50s. It looks like they were a little closer in age than that. Plus, she looks very Hispanic in
Yeah,
ethnicity.
yeah. That's
Her
correct.
mother sounded Hispanic too, so yeah.
Yeah.
Could Elgin become the new Sarah, with the Camino lady working the same way as the voices worked for Sarah? Kill
Mm.
the boy and everybody goes home. Help me and everybody goes home. That's interesting. Nerdman's in the house. What's up, Nerdman?
I'm good, old man. What's going on? What's good?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts on this episode? Because we haven't talked in a minute.
I would have to be reminded a lot of it, but like I liked it. It was
Oh
good.
my lord, here we go. And Victor
No,
always
I've had a
didn't
busy
like
week,
Elgin.
man.
I got you. Yeah, I kind of
I,
believe
I,
that
I
Tabitha.
remember a few bits, like the bit that you're talking about now, that was like, oh, okay, that's
Uh,
interesting.
all
Okay,
right, well,
cool.
we definitely gonna get into a lot more of that, so don't worry. But Fletcher said, yeah, I kind of believe that Tabitha might have been one of the latest children that was meant to be sacrificed, but actually escaped from Farmville. Very interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't
Mm.
believe it's Eloise, because the actress that portrays young Tabitha and young Eloise are different. I got you.
Mm.
Coming here from Julie B's Discard. Well, thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. So the
Yeah,
episode,
thanks for coming. I tagged everybody to try and get some people over. So thank you for coming.
always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have you guys. So the episode starts off with Jim in bed and Tabitha standing at the window, and he's telling her to go back to bed, and then they have an argument. And not only do they have an argument, she at least gets out what she's been feeling about Jim, and Jim actually gets out what he's been feeling about her. So, one thing I can say about this episode is that At least information is getting tossed around at certain points, so that's a good thing. But what are you guys' thoughts on this part, Brian?
Well, it's when you're married, I'm saying 3 a.m. arguments never go well. Don't have conversations at 3 a.m. because all the stuff's going to come out. You're not going to be thinking about anyone else's feelings. You're not going to think about anything else but why I'm angry and why the hell am I talking to you at 2 a.m. So that's all that's going to come out. And that's what is going on. All the frustrating things that they've been dealing with, all the old stuff they dealt with, all came bubbling to the surface. And asking the question like, you not care about your family? You left us. Do you not realize what happened? All those things come bubbling back up to the surface. And then, of course, her dead son's going to come up too, because that's what happens. It's just never have a conversation at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. That's my thing. Don't do
100%. Julie, what do you think?
Yeah, that was just ridiculous. That entire argument, I was like, what is happening? This is so unnecessary. And Tabitha was really itching for a fight. Like he got up to try and comfort her. I never thought I would be taking Jim's side. I am no Jim fan. But honestly, he got up to try and comfort her. She said she had a nightmare. He was trying to reassure her, and then she was just picking at him until he snapped, and then they're both screaming at each other. She was so eager for him to blame her because she was blaming herself for not getting more done when she was on the outside. And so she was just spoiling for a fight. Like and it just didn't need to happen at all. Their communication is terrible. And yeah, definitely in the middle of the night, that's not gonna be helpful. And then, like Fletcher said in the comments, even the monsters were screaming for them to shut the F up.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get to that part because it was funny when we were watching it. Brian was like, "Hey, when the monster said that, Nerd Man, what's your thoughts on the argument?"
Did you guys enjoy it?
I mean, at the end of the day,
did you enjoy it? Was it entertaining? Like, even though you thought that she was in the wrong?
Yes, I did.
I thought it was important to have, because sometimes you do need to get that realness out, because they're in this world and they're putting everything to the side. Sometimes you want to get the realness out, and Tabitha got to learn that she's been wrong. Someone needs to point it out. Like you're talking about everybody else, but for this family, you're being terrible. So someone needs to point it out. Someone needs to say it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. What do you think, Darren?
I mean, they're all being terrible in some sense, to be fair to her. I mean, like, they're all, like, I don't know. It just seems to me like the strategy is just all over the place. I remember a part of this episode which was really bizarre to me when the scientist guy was explaining to, what's our boy? Boyd. Like about like dimensional travel and all of this kind of stuff, and he's looking at him and he's like, I thought you had something to show me. Well, he has got something to show you. If you're just listening to what he's bloody saying, it's probably kind of far-fetched and wrong, but it's a theory, like obviously that's a one way you can travel between two places that is theoretical. But like it's I don't know, it's kind of just weird to me that their whole communication style in this town. But I guess if you're under this kind of pressure and whatever, you're not gonna act in the most rational ways, I suppose.
I'm gonna see if I can get to the
Boys, no. And you're upset.
There we go.
He's like, shut up.
Aliens are like, we're trying to munch on some food here. You guys need to shut up. What did they say? The alien just screamed while in the middle of the argument, right? So it's like the alien was telling them to just like, shut the fuck up. We're trying to eat some food over here. We don't want to hear you two bitching about some bullshit.
That's hilarious.
Imani said, I love that argument. It was very realistic. I'm Team Tabitha. Jim acting like he was Dad of the Year while she was gone for 3 days was ridiculous.
I agree with that.
He also, she dug a hole, caved in their house. Jim had to go dive in trying to save her, get stuck with the house on top of him. Okay to die. I'm okay to die. She never says, hey, I'm out. Anything to Jim. Jim jumps in. Mike thinks he's going to die overnight. Like
Right.
then she leaves the next day, right? And leaves
Right.
the family again. Like all she's doing is being a terrible mother and terrible wife. And that's what I'm saying. The communication for those things are problems, you know. And
She's
Jim
being a
is not
terrible
perfect by any
mother and
way, but you
terrible
can't do
wife.
that.
What? How?
They're both
What?
terrible.
How?
Yeah,
I mean,
they're both
yeah.
terrible.
First of all, probably they're both terrible, but unbalanced. I mean, like, how many times did that kid run out of the house while he was under
Right.
Jim's parenting? How many? Like, the kids just were like,
I mean,
"Oh yeah, we're just going off to the farmhouse. You can't do shit about it." It's like,
Yeah, you
bro,
know what I mean? And
get
he's
in
like,
the
"Oh,
house.
just come back before dark." You ain't going nowhere.
You ain't
Your
going
ass in
nowhere.
this house,
That was
you know?
crazy.
Get your narrow little ass back in this house, bro.
The fight between Tab and Jim felt very real. I liked that they added that to the season, to be honest. Let's see the human side of both and also Uncle Jade on the way. Yeah, no, I feel you. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the good part about it is like, you're getting human moments for sure. That's what this show is about. But it seems like even though they're fighting, they got information out. You know what I mean? Because he was telling her, she was telling him what she was mad about him at, and he was telling her that you did all of this because you wanted to get it. Just was a good argument for them to have, and I think it's going to be
good for him, bro.
yeah, moving forward, right? The only problem is one of them might not make it out of this season. We don't know yet, but one of them might not make it out. And the way they are foreshadowing right now, my video was Donna all the way, number one.
Yeah.
But I might have someone different now, so we
Could be
definitely gonna
Jim,
talk
man.
about that later.
Me
Jim or
too. It might be Jim. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially because what's going on with
Do you
Julie.
think this show has the balls to kill off like that many main characters? I don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
I've been like watching it, like thinking that maybe one goes. Then they're not gonna do a like little.
No, I agree with you. I think it's probably going to be one more person to die, but it's going to be at the end of the season, the last episode, where that beloved character is going to die. Hence why I say it's Donna, but I have another person that might pass away at the end of the season too, which we'll get into as well.
Can you see Jim trying to save Julie? Just saying.
Yeah, Jim trying to save Julie or Tabitha or the other person I have in mind, but I want to tell you why I have a reason for him.
Okay.
No.
Hey, did you? I'm gonna ask you something after, but you watched Lost, right?
Yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay. It's not necessarily relevant to this conversation, so I'll just leave it. But
okay.
Yeah, keep it in your mind. Ask me later.
Mm.
I was glad to see them fight, to see what they've only referenced before. Up until now, they've only been okay at being the unit for the kids, just okay, but not parents of the year. And yeah, I agree with you 100%. Tabitha forgot that Jim almost died trying to rescue her when they destroyed their house in the other season. Also, Tabitha needs to chill a bit. Jim ain't the dad of the year, but she is not either. 100%. They're arguing and they're fighting and they're going over all of this stuff. Like both of them have been the greatest parents of all time. And you can tell, like, even from the first minute, the minute Thomas died, they just weren't on the same page. Yeah, they were broken.
And also, I mean, look, even in the first season, right? Like the daughter's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go and live in this house." What? What do you mean you're gonna live in this house? There's like 30 people who can like jeopardize your safety in that house. Just one person opens a window, one person. No, you're not staying in that house. Again,
yeah,
like,
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I don't. You know, I don't believe in whooping kids, but like,
yeah.
Golden belt would have came from the sky. I would have grabbed it.
Listen, my dad would have just had to give me that look. I'd be like, I'm staying at Colony House. What? I'm going with my parents. I just needed that look, All right, so next up, we had their little argument. The creatures told them to shut the hell up. Now, okay, Tabitha and Julie have the argument. And Julie, again, has been, as you can say, yes, she's been calling them out. She called them out on the argument. And again, I think Tabitha and Jim, they're not true with their kids. They act like nothing is wrong. Even after an argument, she's sitting down there and she's acting like nothing is wrong, to where Julie had to bring it up and say, oh, well, maybe he left because of the argument. You know what I mean? And again, there's the bad parenting. So we see it all the time. And I'm with you guys. I think these two need some serious counseling. Go ahead, Brian.
I mean, where are you going to get it from? You're not going to get it from one. Maybe one of the monsters will listen to them. How about you guys remember where you are and say, all right, maybe we need to work together first, family first, then to get out second. Let's figure out that. And I think that's my problem. Like, they're not working as a unit. And because of that, their children are also fraying away from them.
Yeah.
So
But
how do you
guys
protect that unit?
None of these guys are working as a unit. It's really frustrating. And again, it's like one of those horror tropes that I understand. It gets you more involved when they're doing stupid things, right? Like that's the whole point of that horror trope. Can't scare people anymore, like they're adults. So what do you do to engage them? You get them to do dumb shit, and you can scream at the television like, what are you doing that for? Why are you going down that hole? But like none of them are working together properly.
Come on, we saw the council meeting, see what happened. It was not
Fact.
good.
Yeah. Like what were they talking about at that council meeting? Was that last week or this? No, that was last week.
That was last week's. Yeah,
that was last week. What were they talking about at that council meeting? Descended into madness. It's like, oh, why didn't you do more? It was like 3 days. What do you expect people to believe if you're telling them there's a town full of monsters? Like what?
And nobody sat there to actually try and get some real information. Like,
Right.
Boyd should have told them to shut the F up and let fucking Tabitha explain from A to Z, right? Like, no one knows that a boy in white pushed her out of the lighthouse, but yet they want to rush to the tree. It just, I agree with you. But again, I think that was the way of, and I'll say it again because there's a lot of trolling. I think that was the way of the producers trolling, because they heard a lot of the arguments about nobody talking and arguing and having, and then when they do, it's like, well, this is why they don't do it, guys, is because they can't get on the same page, So
finally shut us up about that. This is the season of trolling us. I keep saying it. They're trolling us with a lot of things.
Just saying.
Go ahead. It was hilarious what happened to that guy, dude. I was so like happy. Disgusting, it was hilarious.
We were watching it and I was like, oh man. Imani said, yes, Julie, but as a married woman, yes, he was trying to comfort her and fix, but men fail to ask, what do you need from me? We don't need fixing. I think she just needed acknowledgement in the moment. So I can completely understand that, right? But at the same time, the way she went off was like, oh, well, what do you mean? You know what I mean? You always say that. How do you know what I did? And how do you know this? And how do you know that, right?
Yeah.
If Jim is
combative.
Right. If Jim is being compassionate, then she should be compassionate too and be like, okay, listen, I know what you're trying to say, but no, I don't think I did. And they could have had a more civil conversation. Yes.
That's what you do at not 2 a.m. That's the problem. Don't do it in the middle of the night. We got monsters outside. You want to talk to me right now? Let's sleep. So while they're out there, and let's figure this out in the morning.
Facts. I don't understand how people like Jay still haven't gotten any interaction with Victor, the person with a ton of information of outside world and Miranda's vision. Like, come on. I think they will, and I think that's what they're doing a lot, because I think even Jade and Boyd haven't really had that much information, but they finally had some, and this is what we got.
Yeah, or an algorithm, or who knows. Look, the fact is, Tabitha got pushed out of a lighthouse and somehow ended up near a hiking trail. Camden, Maine. I don't think I'm being controversial when I say by all known metrics that's impossible.
Okay.
Unless she experienced some kind of quantum event, right? Or a wormhole, or any number of theoretical events that would allow her to get from the lighthouse in the woods to...
So they're finally getting some information out there today, but I do have a feeling that was another troll, because a lot of people are talking about wormholes, pocket dimensions, and everything like that. And I believe that's another thing that the writers put in there. Could be a possibility, but I think it's another troll. What do you think, Julie? Because I know that's one of your theories.
the like the wormhole stuff that he was
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, that worries me. The fact that he said it when he first said it, he was talking about wormholes and dimensional rifts, and this is the kind of thing that really ties in with my theory of what this place is. I think it's a pocket dimension or a pocket universe, and they pass through a sort of a wormhole to get there. It just, to me, it makes the most sense. Like all the different spots that they travel through. Maybe that's a thin spot between dimensions that opens up all over the country. You never know where you're going to get one, and it just makes sense to me. But when he said it, I thought, uh-oh, because when major characters bring up theories in this show, it's less likely for it to be true, because
Exactly.
like they don't want to give too much away, so it's more likely. That's why I was thinking that, okay, this is likely to be true because Dale said it. He's a side character talking about pocket universes, and it's a good way to slip the truth in there. Now Jade is saying stuff like this. He even used the word quantum. So like all these terms he's throwing out, I'm like, uh-oh, are they trolling us with this? But you know what? On the other hand, honestly, though, they have thrown out so many different theories for this show from so many different characters at this point that one of them actually could be onto something. We just don't know which one. Like, they're throwing all of it out there. So I'm still holding to that
man.
and hoping
I don't know.
for it.
This stuff doesn't look scientific to me. I mean, like, for it to have some kind of easy scientific explanation, I feel like that would be an underwhelming. Not to crap on your theory, but it would be slightly underwhelming if it's just like, oh, they're just in a different dimension and it's a parallel world or something like that. It's like, huh?
Yeah. It's not just that. I think that would be boring. Sorry, I didn't have to cut you off.
Yeah, that would be like literally boring, like for me, like, oh, after all that. But go on, how are you developing that?
So I think that could kind of explain like what this place is, but not necessarily how it works. What
Why?
forces are in this place? Like what kind of big bad could exist in this place that's running things? What is going on here? Why are there cycles? It seems like that keep repeating over and over again. That there is no easy scientific explanation for any of that. The monsters, all of these types of things. So I think the scientific part could just explain like the mechanics of it, like how they get there, exactly like that type of thing. But yeah, no, I agree with you. If it were just something easily explainable by science, I would find it boring too.
Brian?
They dug in the house and they saw the lines that they get electricity to go nowhere. So science as soon as I saw that, I'm a chemical engineer. That's what I do. Once I saw that, I said, well, science is thrown out the window. Just throw that totally out the window. It no longer has to make sense. It has to be something that's, more, extra, yes, exactly, spiritual or maybe, magical or something in that entity, like a different type of thing.
Yeah.
So no longer, I'm worried about it being something that can be explained by science, but more about feeling or something that we just can't understand right now.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that Jade, as a scientist, is even putting forward this theory.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's got to be something metaphysical, like something to do with who they are and their journeys in life and how their journeys in life somehow connect. Right? Like it can't be, as you said, for the very reasons. There's too much weird shit. Like even in another dimension, you wouldn't expect, like, the physical laws of that world to be so. Well, that's not necessarily true, but like there's magic involved in this. Basically, those monsters are magic.
What you just said, I just got to comment really quick if you don't mind. I think that hits the nail right on the head, and that's actually going to be a big part of the video I'm working on right now, because I think that the name of the show, From, and the fact that it's called Origins in other countries, I think that a lot of what's happening is because of who these people are, specifically Jade and Tabitha. Those two, I think, are central to this whole thing, who they are, what is going on here, why they were selected, and the people before them who were in their roles. So I absolutely agree with that. And as far as like science, like scientific things being thrown out the window, Brian, I think what could explain that is, see, like, I don't know a lot about like scientific stuff, but I'm in a Discord for From, and this person actually looked up how, like, theoretical physics, how it could work if there's another pocket dimension or
dimensions
another
definitely
dimension.
can work. Yeah, dimensions and the vibration of string
Like,
theory and all that stuff could definitely
Yeah.
work.
and the laws of physics could be different. In a nutshell, the laws of physics could be
Right,
different
exactly.
there than they are here.
I was
And
wrong. Yeah, like to say like because you can't the physical laws of a different universe could be wildly different from ours. So that was
Absolutely.
wrong.
Fletcher said people don't want this to be purgatory, don't want it to be simulation, don't want it to be time travel. What do people want? I just want writers to stick to their original plan. That's it. I think the writers will. I think the writers already know where they were going with this show, right? And it's like one of those shows where, you know, when they're thinking about it, okay, so this is a show we're going to make, and then it ends like this. So they have the end. Everything in between is
It's a
just like,
journey.
okay, yeah, right. We can move this around because, for example, when I watched one of their casting videos, the Tabitha stuff getting out was supposed to happen later on, but they pushed it up to this season, right? So I
that's
believe that, you know, they know where they're going. It's just switching things around, adding new stuff to a season, saying, oh yeah, this is good, but they know where this show is going to end, and that's a good thing. And I'm hearing that the last episode of this season is going to be like have your mouth on the ground. So I'm looking forward to that. I still like the theory of mind spirit transfer. Fletcher, they want
What is
Hello
that?
Kitty
What does
Island
that mean?
Adventure.
reincarnation. I think
Yeah.
that's what she
Yeah.
might mean, and yeah,
It's the
I agree.
same group of people and they're being reincarnated over and over again, and they're coming
Yes.
back to from. So it's always the same group of people that are being affected. Honestly,
I agree.
But
And
why?
it's funny
and that's the
because
question.
Why would that be?
The
right.
question is why.
Because they haven't fulfilled what their destiny was, I'm guessing, right? To save those kids or whatever it is. But that's why it keeps repeating himself. And it's funny, right? Because you notice, like when Victor was there, he was the only kid that survived. Now the only kid in town is Ethan. So to me, I really do believe it could be like someone said is like a time loop, right? Where, you know, they haven't fixed what they had to fix.
And
So a
he's
new
also got a sister.
yeah,
He's
so a
also
new
got a sister.
generation, exactly. So a new generation comes in, and supposedly the Tabitha's Jim family kind of mirrors, um,
Henry,
um, not Henry, Miranda and that family, right? So yeah, Henry,
Henry and
Victor,
Miranda's, yeah.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Was Victor's sister older than him?
I believe so. Was she
That's
Julie?
interesting.
I believe she
Was
was older. We never saw her, right?
I think
well, we saw her at one point, yeah.
we saw her. I wasn't sure about the difference in their ages. I do know there was a picture on the wall that made Victor look a little bigger than her, like a couple years older than her. So, and also when the mother left, she said, "Take care of your sister."
Okay.
I think in this case, Victor might have been a little older, and I know the age gap wasn't as big as between Julie and Ethan. So that's odd that they deviated from it that much. But I mean, maybe every time it's a little bit different. You know, maybe Tabitha is reincarnated over and over again, but like the age of the kids that's that person who it's going to be different depending on like different circumstances that happen in life.
I don't know
Right,
about this.
right. Because I don't
mean,
think the ages will matter. Just the fact that there's
It's a
two
boy and a
kids, boy and a
girl. It's a
girl.
family.
Right. Yeah.
Mother is the
Long
one that sees
ones.
the visions.
you guys are desperate, bro. You're like, you really want like to figure this out. You ain't
I'm
got it.
not really
You ain't
desperate,
got
but
it.
I mean, if you put things together, it's a possibility, right, nerd man?
It's a possibility, yeah, sure.
Anyways,
Especially when you don't know the answer. Might as well go with
Facts.
theories.
Facts, and that's what we do here. We go with the theories, We find
Which
out.
one? Did you look at the bottles from the other tree? What other tree? The one in Maine? No. How could
You see now?
Why didn't you tell anybody there was another tree? You never said nothing, boy. How does he know?
That's what I'm saying. We're in season 3, and it's only now. Well, I get it because maybe it never just came up. You know what I mean? Like Boyd seeing it, like, oh, it's nothing. But now that Jade found this from a bottle tree, and Boyd's like, oh, okay, so there's another bottle tree, and that's when he brought it up. So I can kind of understand him not really showing out that information. But like we said before, I believe that, you know, certain people need to sit down and have, like, three of them, Boyd, Donna, Jade, Tabitha too, they need to all sit down together and give their whole experience of what they have. That way they're going to figure it out, right? If it's just I'm doing this and then I'm doing this and you're doing that, then they're not putting all the pieces together. And I think that's going to be a big thing that's going to happen. A big thing that's going to happen when it comes to the numbers and everything, where they're actually going to have to get together and talk.
So
What do you guys
I wanted to just go.
No, go ahead. No, I was going to say,
So,
what are you guys'
all right.
thoughts? Go ahead.
As somebody who writes, right? There's a whole thing about like whodunits. This is a why is it show, right? Not who done it, but why is it? Why this world, right? And in whodunits, you can never figure out the killer by trying to look at the evidence or clues that the writer gives you. They're always red herrings. The thing that you have to look for is the hiding in plain sight. And in this case, it's not a person who's hiding in plain sight, but something, like a thing, an explanation that is hiding in plain sight. If that is that they actually have a plan that is, you know, like that they already know where it's going to go. So what is it that is hiding in plain sight? What thing have they shown consistently, but at the same time they haven't put a lot of attention on it?
Jasper.
That's really who?
Jasper, the doll. Yeah, they showed the puppet twice, never mentioned anything, but now we're gonna get that information because he has the puppet, right? So I think that was one of if he moves and tells them information. But that could be something that was in plain sight that, you know. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think we kind of knew that Jasper would play a role somehow. So, you know, I think there's a lot of stuff.
I think it's the monsters. That's what I think is hiding in plain sight.
Could be. Like, what do you guys thoughts on that?
Go.
I wish that Tabitha would have, when she went back, just checked on everyone that she knows that was there to see if any of them are alive there. Because the idea, like, do you die and come back to the real world? You will answer that. Or if all those people that she knew were there are all dead, then she knows, okay, this is something special. Because as of right now, we don't know if the people that die end up in the real world. Maybe the idea of a shared dream, or it was a shared hypnosis, like somehow you're all in this same one dream world. And this is what it is. It's a dream world. And if you die, you go back to the real world. But we're too afraid to die. But if you die in the dream, you die for real.
Interesting. Collective dream. But she did check on them. They were missing.
She checked on them.
She checked on her family.
She did call her mom. Her mom said, "You've all been missing for all this time." There was
that computer search she was doing where she was showing all the different people.
Oh yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, but she only showed her family, and then she said you could search up other people, and they didn't do it.
She never did.
Okay.
My point was like she never did that.
My main theory is it's a loop cycle. I think there's a cycle happening for sure, starting with the two cars arriving. Jade versus Tabitha equals Christopher versus Miranda. Ethan equals Victor, and so on and so on. Yeah, I can agree with that, because Victor said the last time something bad happened was when two cars showed up at the same time. And then in this beginning of this show, we had two cars showing up at the same time. So 100%. I believe there's something to that theory, 100%.
Definitely.
But why the cycle? What did they do that they have to continuously be put through this hell? What's the mission? Torture or salvation? I definitely believe there's a mission that will break it, right? So my mission is to save the kids. Do you guys think so?
I think so. In some way, it may not be literally. I don't think there's like a bunch of kids that need to be literally saved, but it could be a matter of like just defeating this entity that's keeping everyone trapped, keeping their souls trapped. something to that effect.
It's something to do with the boy in white.
Oh, yeah.
Something to do with him. I mean, the fact that he's been there with Victor, he took care of Victor, something to do with him.
I think it's Victor and the monsters. I think that's it.
Oh, you know what,
those
Nerman?
monsters and Victor, they're not in like alliance with each other or something like that, but it's something to do with them, how he survived all these years. He's the only one who, as I said, is he's the one who's speaking about like his past, and his past is being revealed in that way, right? Like the others, it's like the way their kind of pasts are revealed, you can see them as objective truths. With Victor, when his past is revealed, it's only from his perspective.
I feel you. Possible. If we think about from origins, maybe it's not reincarnation, but where you came from, as in your ancestry. Maybe they all, in a way, are descendants of people who did something very bad and needs to pay. That could be interesting.
It's just
but
a family line that's cursed. It's a curse for a family line.
Sorry, I mistook. When he talks about something bad happening to him in that world, you see he's only telling it. Whereas when something bad like these, what was the insects called that were flying around that guy?
The cicadas.
Or when you see, the cicadas, or when you see the witch haunting the black dude, all of the things that happen to them, you see it in real time, and you see that they are actually being impacted by those things. Victor, you never see that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I keep saying I want next season to end with Ethan crawling out of his hiding space, the boy in wait on the merry-go-round, and all the people appearing to be dead. Ooh, I don't know if I want. I don't know if I want that yet. I don't know if I want that next season. Maybe in the last season, or but yeah, that's
one way to end it.
Yikes, that would be depressing.
The monsters want to be human. They surround themselves with human things. They pretend to do human things. When in human form, they do it for their own joy, like with Smiley on the bus. Yeah,
yep,
could be interesting.
I think so.
While we are looking left, thinking about the mystery of the bottle tree, maybe we should be looking right when it comes to why do the monsters want to be human. So Nerdman did say it's something with the monsters, which I can agree with. There's a mystery with those monsters too, and I think they kind of explain something too in this series, in this episode too, which we'll get to. Could Abby be right? The BIW boy in white killed Tabitha by pushing her off that huge lighthouse, and she woke up in the real world. Oof. Could be.
I think Victor created those monsters. I'm not even lying. I think he created them.
You think Victor created them?
Yeah.
So I know there's a theory that the town manifests people's fears. I would say that they could have, but again, when he was younger, the monsters killed the whole town. The mom was telling them to hide them. So I don't know if it's Victor that actually created them.
Did they though? He told you that.
He told us that, and we've seen the way they look, but we didn't actually see if it was the creature. So yeah, you could be right on that. We also have Victor and his father having a conversation. This was pretty good conversation because you could tell the father, was concerned about Victor, and he was explaining that he's going to the hole, and he doesn't want his father to go because he thinks his father's going to get hurt. And I like that.
This weirdo.
She said her son didn't have very long, and she knew that Carl would make him. She died a long time ago. I guess her son is dead too.
So Victor ends up telling his father he doesn't want his father to get hurt, and you can walk with me, And I like that because Victor just got his father back, but you putting yourself on the line, right? What if you get hurt? You don't want your father to get hurt.
Unless Victor knows he can't get hurt.
That's it. You hit the nail on the head. He's been protected all these years. I'm telling you.
How the hell do you just get out? If you're the only one left, how do you just survive for years? Someone cooks, got food, Yeah, the cans of peaches came out of somewhere. Those things happen. Victor survived way too long to just be like, I'm good.
100%.
So
Look
the
at those
question would be,
narrow, dark black eyes, man. All you see is the innocent behavior. I see those eyes, man.
I know
Something
you
in those
have it. You have it in for Victor big time, but I think I think we're gonna get something a little bit more heart wrenching with Victor. That's why I
Yes.
Sure.
said that.
It's
You know what I mean?
possible. It's possible. He's a favorite character. He could be the one who dies.
Oh, that's what Nzo's saying. He's the one he's setting up to die. Okay, because we already have his replacement.
Oh, that's what you're thinking.
Saying we
Ah.
already have his replacement. Ethan's already there. We don't need Victor anymore.
Not to
Mm.
mention, they say I think they still need Victor until he gives them the information that they need.
And
Once
Jasper
Victor
knows.
gives, once Victor has let that information out or gets the secrets from Jasper, he is
That's it.
not needed anymore.
That's it.
You
That's what
know?
I'm worried
Go ahead,
about.
Julie.
Once he uncovers those memories, he's never tried so hard to remember things before, ever.
Yes.
And he's doing this all season long. He's going to keep doing it. And if he finishes, he uncovers the key memories he's trying to keep down. He's tried to block out all these years. I'm telling you, I think he'll be on the chopping block. That's going to be devastating.
Or he realizes that he was part of the problem. He blocked it out because he was part of the problem. He could have been, ever seen like the familiar that fed all these people to the vampires? Maybe it was Victor who's the familiar that's been doing this stuff for the monsters. He blocked it out. He finds that out.
Could be.
Right, maybe. But here's the thing, though. I don't think this show works without Victor.
Why not?
If Victor dies, I feel like that has to be the last season. Next season has to be the last season. It doesn't work long term. You need a character like that. Even though I don't even particularly like him, I still think you need him.
I actually don't think you need him, right? I think you need him for the narrative and for the information that he knows. But once that information is out, I think he's expendable. You know what I mean? You have another little kid there, Ethan, which is the town is probably going to be after. So I really think that once he is he gets that info, and the fact that they're doing it this season, right, where they're saying there's going to be beloved death, and they're actually now how far in, because we know from likes to toy with us, right? They'll get close to the information, and then something will stop him from getting it. You know what I mean? Someone's going to walk into the room, Jasper's going to shut up, and then we're not going to get no information. Victor's safe. But if Victor gets that tall to talk and it blurts out everything, it refreshes his memory, he may die before he gets to tell people that information, or maybe he only tells us, or like his father's there, whatever, and his father's the one that relays it to everybody else. Oh, my son died trying to get this information,
and no one believes him,
or his
because
father
no one will believe him in that town.
Yes.
Or his father is too traumatized to actually give the information right away. Basically.
Could be.
So it'll take a few episodes or 6 to even 5 episodes before he finally reveals it to him, because he's just so messed up that he finally found his son and then his son dies. The fact his father is there is not good news for the character.
I agree. I agree. 100%. I agree that the father, because the town gives you hope and then takes it away. So for Victor, that's going to be either his hope or maybe the father's hope, right? Because the father's been hoping for years that he could ever see his son again. And finally, he gets the chance to see his son again, and the town takes his son away from him.
No.
But you know what?
I know, right?
Again, I don't think they have the balls to do that. He's too I don't know, man. That would be ballsy as hell. I think they'd rather kill the father than they could.
Can I ask a question, guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who would you guys like to see die? What beloved character would you like to see die by the end of this?
I was going to say answer, but I'm not going to say that. Touch wood, no.
Honestly, good person to die. You think this would be good for the story overall?
I said it in my video. I don't want it to be Donna, But for
Mhm.
overall heartbreaking, heart wrenching, it's
Mhm.
Donna or Victor. Those are the
Oh.
two that are gonna have people. Oh my God, they did that. You know what I mean? Shocking death. Can't believe it. I think it's one of those two. What about you, Julie?
Oh, yeah, I have a bad feeling now that it's going to be Victor because he, like I said, he's dredging up too many memories. He's investigating, and I think that what the monster in the cave said to him, if you keep coming down here, we may have to keep you here. I think that
Yeah,
might have been foreshadowing that he could be a goner soon. In other words, if
yeah.
he keeps investigating, not just like literally coming down there, but investigating, digging up memories, I think that could be the end for him. So I have a bad feeling like he'd be the most likely to go this season. Now, I'd rather see Jim. I hope they think we love Jim. I really do.
Facts.
I hope they love him.
Facts.
Wow. What did Jim ever do to you? Jeez.
I can't stand
Poor
Jim. He's a
Jim.
terrible father. He's a hypocrite. He's got anger issues. I don't like Jim. I am not a fan. So
I
Really?
agree with you.
Wow.
So I think it's
I don't
important
know.
that Smiley said, "I like this game" when Boy cut him. Yes, because the creatures think it's a game to them. You know what I mean? Like they're
Mhm.
playing the town people like it's a game. 100%.
Oh, you
Maybe it's
don't
a
care who
cycle.
I
Oh, I
think is
got to
gonna
the.
die.
Oh, sorry, Nerdman. I
Or
was just
who I
trying to
want
get to the
to die.
comments, but go
No,
ahead.
okay. Go.
No, who do you think?
Who I want to die.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
do I
Who
want to
wants
die?
that?
It's nah, I'm not gonna say it. It's terrible.
Go ahead, say it.
the
Say it.
kid,
Who do you want
right?
to die?
What
Yeah,
who was
yeah.
it, Ethan?
It was like
The
Ethan.
little boy. That little boy gets on my last nerves,
I
bro.
knew it. I knew it. I
That
knew it was
little
gonna
boy
be
gets on my
Ethan.
last nerves. I wanted to run after a goat and just get it.
I knew
Go
it.
run after a goat again. You stupid little kid.
Yeah, I feel you. You know, sometimes he bothers me too. Go ahead, Julie. You're gonna say something?
I
You knew
know
it?
he annoys a lot of people, so as soon as he said, "Oh, it's terrible," I shouldn't say it. I knew it was going to be Ethan. I just knew it. I like him. He's the only one of the Matthews family I actually don't find annoying. But I understand he annoys some people.
Yeah, a little bit. And the questions he asks, you know what I mean? And the things he does, yeah. I'm right there with you, nerd man. Ethan could get it, but I think he's important to the show. And I think that's one of the reasons why, you know, they don't focus a lot on him. Is one of those things where we're trying to hide how important Ethan is. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like to the point where maybe
Absolutely.
in the last season is they all have to save Ethan and find the kids to make sure that what happened before doesn't happen again. So they gotta say break the curse, save the children 100%. Ozzy, I think Victor is the one to kill everyone every cycle. Ooh,
Mm,
that's interesting. Miranda died and never came back to Henry.
that's true.
I think the creatures that warned Victor in the cave was Miss Davis that Victor had told Henry about earlier.
That died early. Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting. You know what? That could be interesting too, right?
What did you
Uh,
say?
Maybe he
so
knows all
that
the monsters.
yeah, like the one that he talked to his father about the woman that died that had the car, that she could possibly have been the one that was in the cave to warn him. That's interesting. To break the curse, they got to kill the boy, like the voices told Sarah in season 1. But the boy, it's not Ethan, it's but the boy in white. Ooh, that's interesting too, because I was like, maybe if Sarah had killed Ethan like they told her to, we wouldn't have this issue. You know
But
what
what
I
if she
mean?
would kill the boy in white? Maybe they were able to release because the boy in white's the one who's actually holding them all hostage.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Could be the boy in white. I never really thought about that because the boy in white's kind of a ghost kind of thing. So how would you kill that? But yeah, it could definitely be interesting. Trying to get through these comments before I move on, so let's get to it. To break the curse, I gotta get that one. Must be some type of metaphor for something else saving the kids having another meaning.
Mm,
Interesting. I think saving the children is a trap. Maybe it only releases the entity into the outer world. That's interesting as well, right? Because it seems like we have to save the children, save the children. Well, maybe saving the children is what And because Lost did that kind of thing too, right? Where they went back to the Dharma Initiative and they figured, we can help them out, but everything they did was actually what affected what happened. So that could be possible too. That's interesting. That's very interesting. But that would make no sense because what would Ethan have done to be there? What if the boy in white is the Akui kids?
What if the boy in white's holding the Akui kids hostage? Maybe the boy in white is named Akui.
What's that?
We even spoke about Ankui.
Not much, but I did find a video that broke it down though, and I got to show it to you guys. I got to explain it to you guys.
Sure.
Send it to you guys.
I think putting that through ChatGPT, see if it's what you call it.
So we have now
the mix up of the letters or whatever.
Yeah, I thought about that
An acronym. Or no,
I said that. Yeah, I said that
right.
last week that someone needs to take that, flip the letters around, and do all kinds of things to see if it means something. But I'm going to show you guys the video that I found. So we have Kenny and Marley talking, and they're talking about, how they doing and stuff. I was like, "Ooh, Kenny looked like he trying to get Marley too now." You know what I mean? Because he had that little grin on his face. I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay."
That's one way back in. One way back in.
You trying to have a threesome, brother? Okay, I'm down with it. But unfortunately, it looks like Randall may be that one, right?
Oh, Randall's going to Julie, man.
Yeah, exactly.
God, I hope not. He's like 30 years old or something.
Oh yeah. No, I don't think he's going after.
He is that type of creep. I think Randall and Julie, man. I'm telling you, watch. That's gonna be real bad.
God.
Boyd goes to see Randall. He doesn't really get to talk to him, but you could see on Boyd's face that he is still being eaten up by what happened to
That's his scar tissue.
Randall. You know what I mean? Yes, exactly. 100%. So we have Randall with the scars on his face, but we have Boyd, his scar tissue is what happened to Randall. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
That's exactly what I think. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Boyd is still carrying that guilt. He just this is part of the psychological warfare on him. They forced him into that choice where he had to leave Randall behind, and it's eating him up. He showed up and he knew it wasn't really going to be productive, so he left again. Like, this is the second time he's shown up. Like, he's a fixer. He has this savior complex. He can't keep himself away. He had to, show up, and then he thought better of it and left. But this is how the monsters are going to get to him. Keep getting in his head, putting him in situations like this. You can't save them all. Like, to him, that's incomprehensible. He has to save everybody. Yeah.
Facts. Brian?
By the way, I just looked at... Go.
Go ahead, Brian.
I'll tell you. Well, okay. Brian, go.
No, I 100% think that's what's going to happen. I think the scar tissue is Randall for him. And I think the idea is breaking through that scar tissue is what's going to get him to the other side. And what might end up happening is that Boyd saves Randall's life in episode 7. And that helps him break through that scar tissue to get to the next place. Now, Randall won't be that thorn that we see him being in the side for the rest of this season. Maybe he saves his life. And Randall has to say, all right, we got past this. And, we get to a new place for them.
That would be nice, but Randall's gonna be that thorn in Boyd's side. I can feel it. And I'm gonna show you guys the look on his face at one point. But Nerdman, go with your thoughts.
I just looked up Ankui, and it doesn't break down into any specific word, but it does break down into a key no. A key, like a key, and no. And I was just looking up what numbers, if you put them into numbers, what it comes out into, because also like they have all those numbers in those.
Is there 11? Is there a 7 and 4 in those numbers?
I'm gonna look at. Well, I'm looking out.
All right.
I'm sure
Now
there is.
we have Ellis and Fatima finally having the conversation. What we knew was going to happen when she told them about it, and she's kind of worried about, um she's kind of worried about, oh, you're looking at me like a monster. Ellis is trying to comfort her. Then Boyd walks in, and Boyd is like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Hey, what's
Like you could see that.
what's going on?
You know what I mean? Like, what's the problem here?
Come in.
Mhm.
So he already has that concern on his face. And I'm just imagining, like, okay, we have Randall, right? We have all the things. He even yelled at Acosta when she wasn't even the actual reason for him to yell at her. You know what I mean? It was because of the stuff that he's going through. And now we're adding another issue on top of Boyd. So if you don't think that this season is about breaking Boyd, just go and look at all the things that have happened to him at the from the beginning of the season till now. What do you guys think?
There is an 11.
There is an
Anyway,
11. Interesting. Brian, go
K,
ahead.
obviously.
I think breaking Boyd is what the whole idea of this entire season is about. Everything's going to be revolving around him. So I can't save this person. I did this to this person. I have to make choices that are going to kill someone else. I think that's what the whole season is about. Can we break him? And if Boyd gets to the point where they kill Ellis or something like that, or kill Fatima, or loses his idea of his grandchild, all these things happen, and he's still standing there. Maybe they say we're gonna stop messing with them. Maybe he's proven you can't break me. In the end of the season, he screams, "You can't break me," or something like that, because that's all this third season's been about: breaking Boyd.
Facts. Julie?
Oh yeah. That's the main goal. And if you break him, then by extension, you slowly, because they're slowly, bit by bit, breaking him down. Then they're slowly breaking the whole town that relies on him. It's like it's psychological warfare on him, and then everyone else by extension. And if he's smart, he'll never say "you can't break me" again, though, because they took that as a challenge.
Facts.
They like a little challenge, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Like a little challenge.
Yes, they do. Like I could see the last season where it said, "All right, motherfuckers, you broke me. You happy now?
I quit.
You know what I mean? Now leave me alone. Let me get out of this damn town." Fletcher said, "I don't believe the monsters want to be human, but they were human once. Just look at Fatima." Yeah, we're gonna get into Fatima definitely. They're probably people that used to live there in the past. The monsters. I agree with you 100%. But the thing is, for me, is right, because now we have a bunch of people there. Only one of them's turning into a monster. So are we saying that there are these people that lived in a town and they all turn into monster,
There's
or
always
has
one
this
chosen.
right, and that this has been repeating for so long that they have that many monsters? That could be interesting. There are probably people. Let's see here. Go on, man. I think they are explaining how monsters come about through Fatima, sorry. I agree with you 100%. What's up, Wild Majorum? If I pronounce your name right, I'm bad with names, so don't make it personal. Anyone catch that Victor's dad recognized the voice of the woman monster in the tunnel? He said that voice.
He did.
Oh,
He
yeah.
He did.
Huh. If Victor were the ones to create the monsters, or even Miranda, that would be a major twist, 100%. Talking about this is so much I've lived. I love hearing all the different ideas. Yeah, me too, 100%. I mean, it's crazy because I watch so much from videos. Like that's all my timeline is now. It's just pure from videos. Anytime I see something from, I'm like, oh, let me hear what you got to say. Some of them I don't agree with. Some of them I do. You know what I mean? So
But
it's
any of them
great.
could be true, and we just don't know.
That's the thing. The writers are doing a good job of keeping a lot of the theories open, right? And then trolling us by saying, you might have went too far with this one, right? So I think they may be giving us little hints as to what's going on without telling us, which I kind of don't like, because I watched their X chat page and I'm like, why would you show that? You know what I mean? Like, why are you showing that? No, I don't want to know that. So I have a little issue with that, but I think I'll show you guys. Well, no, I'll leave it because people might think it's a spoiler. But yes, Henry said about the monsters in the cave is the voice. Like, he either recognized the voice or he was amazed that they could talk. It could be
Or
possibly more.
it
Yeah,
could be
go ahead.
something like someone that called him in the real world that told him that his wife is dead, or anything like that. Some type of combination of those things. He's heard that voice before. Maybe it's the voice that called him while he was in the real world, saying, "Stop looking for him. Try to live your life." Something
What are
like
your
that.
thoughts?
We can hear any of that.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the voice, Julie?
Yeah, that's really interesting, and I didn't catch that on the first watch either. So I went back and I heard that. Yeah, it could be mind games. Maybe the monsters can, get, we know they can get in people's heads. They can read people's minds. They know your weaknesses. Like they, like for example, Jasmine Monster knew that Kevin was lonely and he was desperate. She got him to open the window at Colony House.
Yes.
And you know what happened. So they can get in people's heads. So maybe they can even get in your head enough that they could imitate a voice that you would recognize. So maybe it is like, the voice of Eloise or the voice of Miranda, or who knows, but it's interesting.
Absolutely. Nerdman, what do you think about the voice?
I just took myself down a freaking rabbit hole with these numbers, and I gotta stop.
Yeah, don't do it, bro.
It's always so close.
The number's 23. He's going to be writing 23
No.
all over the place.
You know what I'm saying? No, but the thing was, I actually, they're so close to the dates. Like the numbers of those letters are so close to the dates, but they're not quite the dates. So it's annoying. Anyway, what did I think of the voices? What voices?
That either he recognized the voice, or was he like shocked that they could speak?
The little kids?
No. When Victor's father went into the hole with Victor, and the lady spoke to him. He was like,
and he recognized the voice.
Seems like it, yeah.
Oh, see, well, what have I been telling you? The guy's suspect. The guy is suspect. I've always said this, bro, from the beginning.
So we have a conversation with Donna and Tabitha, and I'm telling you, boy,
to rot so he could ruin everyone's breakfast every morning.
I'm telling you, boy,
I was there when he went through.
It's getting more and more to be like Donna. You know what I mean?
So he had some shitty remark on his way out.
Yep, he did. He said, "You can thank me later."
Yep.
You know what I mean? And like we all said, yeah, the town is thanking you because ain't nobody going through that tree right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're thanking you. But Donna does, or Tabitha, I should say, because they're having an argument and she's telling you you're not a hero, stay with your kids. But it was the hug. And Donna holding
supposed to be breaking apart. You can see her almost breaking apart.
Yes,
that hard shell is almost all the way gone, and all we got is a little ooey gooey center.
Yes, that's why I'm saying
this guy is that her husband
in real life. Yes, but she's been there. He's been there for 2 years, and she's like, he's been a pain in my ass, but he was a good guy. You know what I mean? So I guess when you have been with someone for that long, you have a kind of bond with them. Even assholes sometimes.
In real
life, they're married.
Really? I've never seen him on the show before. Was he there?
Yeah, from the beginning. Yeah. He was there from
prominently?
the beginning.
Was he the guy who stabbed the son?
Yes, Ellis. Yeah, he was.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he was. Julie, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it makes sense, like, even though he was a pain in the ass, like he was there. He's been there like she and Dale, out of the people that are currently there, they've been there the longest that we know of, other than Victor. Everybody else, like so many people were getting killed off before Boyd got there that like they were just burying people nonstop. So like Donna and Dale, they've been together honestly almost the longest of anybody, with of course the exception of Victor. So I thought it was nice. You know, she did a little, you know, kind of like a, you know, it's like a memorial to him. You know, it gives him more dignity, and then they also don't have to deal with that body hanging around looking at it. Oh God, I can only imagine. That's just so nasty.
Or the crows coming and picking at the body.
Oh,
You know what I
so
mean?
gross. Oh,
Hey,
I'm glad she
listen,
did that.
Nikisha said that they said the tarp, they're gonna cover it up. I'm like, nah, they gotta do more than just cover it up. But they covered it up
They
and then
basically
they
just
put the
threw
brick
a
on it.
cover
Yeah,
over him. Yeah, we ain't gotta
yeah,
see him.
they did
Out
it.
of sight,
You
out
know
of
what I
mind.
mean?
Oh,
Nerman,
so
what do you think? You think Donna's gonna make it past this season?
Donna? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
I think she's my number one to go. I think Victor is. I think the show could survive without Donna, right? Because you could replace her somehow with someone else, like a strong-minded, like older woman. You know, like
I think Victor's
kind of like unique. It's a unique energy, and it's hard to just go, oh, we're just gonna place someone else in that role, or you know, do you know what I mean? Like it's like how are you gonna have another like 50-year-old man child? It's like it would be unrealistic. And you saying like Ethan could take over that role, I don't really see it.
Kenny will take over her role because
Kenny's
been a leader. He's been a deputy. He can go to the house and still run it. So Kenny could take over.
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Victor. I'm saying Victor.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying.
But you're saying,
I'm gonna say
like,
Brian,
I agree
we're on the
with
same
you.
page.
Kenny could take that place.
Yeah, we're
Kenny
on the same
could take
page.
that place. There's still that black woman there as well.
Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo mysteries.
Detective.
There's still that black woman as well who could have a more prominent role later.
Yeah.
Like she could
I think that I believe that they are bigging her up for a bigger role, maybe in season 4 in the next season. I do believe that too, so that could be a possibility. But we have Victor and his father going to the hole, and what I loved about this scene was Victor was like, "Okay, I'm going in," and the father was like, "No, you're not going in without me." You know what I mean? That was absolutely great because you could see that the father really cares about Victor. And we said it before, like we had this abused father type of thing. And I'm really glad that they didn't go that route. What'd you guys think about that?
I really think he should have told him. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Think he should have told him, don't go in there. Are you crazy? Like, why do people? They're so insistent on meeting these monsters. I don't understand. Like,
well, it's not about. I think it's more about finding answers. You know what I mean? It's at the point where they need to find answers, and this is the right time to do it because Victor sees that it's happening again. Everything that happened when his people that died when he was there is happening again. So I think he's more inclined to try to find out information to stop it. Yeah. Julie, go ahead.
Yeah, this was a nice scene, having him. Yeah, I feel like, his father, like, he knew he like once he got there, like he was, there was no way he was going to let Victor do whatever this dangerous thing was by himself. But so he was just he went along with it. Like, Victor said, you can come with me to till I get to that point, and then and then just stay there. Of course, I think he intended to go all the way with him all along. And any idea that people have had that he was abusive or a bad father or anything like that, to me, his conduct so far has just completely gotten rid of that notion. I just see nothing but unconditional love. Like, this guy, all he cares about is just protecting his son that he's been without for 40 years, and he's not even thinking about himself. He's just landed in a town full of monsters, and he just wants to be there for Victor. It's nice to see.
Absolutely.
And he's doing it the right way. He's not pushing it either. He's kind of just saying, okay, well, let me get to this part. Well, let me get me here. And then,
Yeah.
oh, there's no way I'm already out here already. I'm not going to wait out here. I might as well go in with you. So he's playing it right because he's talking to a 40-year-old man, though he has the mentality of a child. So
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly. Baby steps. You're not overwhelming Victor. He's handling it absolutely right.
exactly.
And I love that you said that, because earlier when Victor said he was going to go by himself, the father was like, "Oh, okay." Didn't want to push it, you know what I mean? And then Victor sensed that the father was like kind of upset or sad, so he said, "You can walk with me." So yeah, you're right. He's not trying to push it. He's trying to be a good father and supportive at the same time. So that's good. But Nerdman, here's someone that agrees with you. Yep, Victor is safe because the monsters are his people. I'm
Straight
Fletcher
facts.
said, "I'm getting pissed with this new plot that the monsters don't kill Boyd or Victor. I know it has a point, but I remember how we were scared of the monsters in season 1, and now it's like meh." Well, I don't think. I think the monsters, maybe not Victor, but I think the monsters are definitely trying to break Boyd. I think if you break Boyd, you break the town. And that's
Yep,
the most
everything's
important
done.
thing that they're trying to do, right? So it's like a domino effect. You start with the alpha dog, and then everything else falls into place. I thought the voice could be Eloise. Could swing coat monster be Eloise? Interesting.
Mm,
Spider drawings on the lampshade. I'm wondering why Tilly predicted that
that's
Fatima
good.
was pregnant when she really wasn't. Yeah, you see, because
Real
Tilly
suspect.
is suspect. That's why. but
Mhm.
but again,
What
that's
was
a
Tilly the
suspect.
doctor?
No, Tilly's the old lady, the tarot card lady.
Ah, yeah.
But you see, this is where Nerdman comes in. We're saying, in plain sight, her being suspect is in plain sight. It's too easy. But at the
Yep.
Yeah.
same time, it's so hard to ignore. You know what I mean? It's so hard to ignore. And it may be someone else. And it's like, oh my God, I
Well,
never even thought about that person.
we haven't got there yet, but a lot of people predicted the twist at the end of this, so maybe they're not so good at hiding in plain sight
Possible.
in this show. You know what I mean? Saying like the twist with, we'll talk about it later, but like
Oh my God.
who the ghost is.
Imagine how heartbreaking it would be to see Creature Fatima begging Ellis to let her in
Her
Colony House.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's we can affirm Fatima is not pregnant. She may have a ghost baby. Camino lady lost a baby. So I agree with you that there still may be a possibility. I'm going with my original theory is that she's not pregnant. I don't care. That's what I'm going with. But yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that maybe like someone posted something on maybe you can only see it at nighttime, I was like, really? Okay.
Ooh.
That's a reach.
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
bit.
Well, yeah, you never know. You never know.
Midnight Mass was amazing. Good theory, but I personally think the boy in white is some type of force of the town manifesting himself as all the Akui kids, and that he also able to manifest himself as Father Katri to Boyd. So we're gonna get into that too, and I think I wanted to do a video on that with the Father Katri and the Tom characters. What are these characters doing? Are they helping? Or are they there to just be shit disturbers? I'm on the
Just
point of
testing.
helping. I'm on the point of helping, but at the same time, like, are they okay? So if they're helping, are they actual ghosts helping? Are they manifestations of their minds? Right. So we don't know any of that information. So that's gonna be definitely interesting
Because it never
to
come around when another person's around.
What happened to
facts.
that cop lady, by the way? Like,
She's still
because
there.
last week she got a scolding by this guy, but she actually had a good idea.
She's still there. And I think I have a theory with her too as well, but she's still there. I
No,
still
but she
hold
had
my
a really good idea, and no one talked about it. Like,
which
Because
one?
no one cared about her. Because F you in your
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah, pretty much.
All right,
I'm still
but it was
holding
a
my
good
prediction.
idea.
I'm still holding my prediction that Ellis will have to kill Fatima in the end to stop her from turning. I agree with you
Ooh,
100%.
man.
And the monster manipulating electricity, the jukeboxes, why not the ultrasound? Good point.
Ooh.
That's a good point there. Uh,
Exactly. Exactly.
That's a good point. I agree with that, but still, I don't care. I'm still sticking to it because that was my theory. And when it happened up, I was like, "Yes, I was right." You know what I mean? And I may watch next week episode. I was like, "Ah, damn, I was wrong." But
wrong.
right now, at this moment, I'm gonna take my little victory and roll with it.
I got a question, guys. Also, how long has
Go
Boy
ahead.
been there?
A year. I think a year and a half. They said earlier this season.
Yeah.
So
And Donna's been there 4 years.
So Ellis is only what 21? Because he was about 19 when they were driving. So he's only what 21?
Yeah, possibly. I'd have to go back and look. I don't.
That's what's kind of confusing me. I was like, man, how old is he then? You know, because he's acting like he's 25, 26, but he's like, he's staying with his parents. He probably was 19 then. He was in college, you know. So like, you know, he's only 21. Wow,
he's still young, but I'm not exactly sure his exact age. Do they even say his age in this show?
They've never said his age, and I also agree that it's kind of strange he was going on a family trip in the back seat with mom and dad if he's like, you know, say mid-20s or something. It's kind of odd.
Yeah, I think he said he was in college, right? I feel like he was going to be it was in college.
I think so.
That means like what 19, 20 at the most. So now he's only what 21, 22 at the most.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it might explain how immature he is. He's extremely immature.
Facts, 100%. The boy in white is clearly trying to guide the town residents towards a certain goal. I agree. I'm worried about Kenny taking his own life. No, I don't think Kenny's going to take his own life. I really don't. But him going to Colony House, like moving into Colony House,
he's replacing Donna.
Yeah, there's something there with that. 100%. It doesn't make sense for the voice to be Eloise because Henry wouldn't recognize it. Eloise was a little child when she last saw Henry. I agree. Victor isn't dying until the series finale. Ooh, okay. Julie B, could she be grown up Eloise? I am spit baiting here.
Spitballing.
Sorry, my bad. Yes, I think Kimono Lady is. What's that?
Sorry. It's just some of your.
I think Camino Lady is what was talking to Sarah, especially when she says, "I can save you all," which was what she said to Sarah. Oh, okay, I got you. It's funny because
Sarah has C on her arm too.
Yeah, on her arm it said "Kill the boy." It wrote in the book, "Kill the boy." It would have to work without Victor because wasn't he written to die off in the first episode, but they changed their minds? That's what I heard, and I was going to bring that up too, where I heard that Victor was supposed to die in the first season. Yes. So if that's the case, then they probably said, "Oh, you know, we like the character, we can do a little bit more with him," but doesn't mean he's still not expendable. You know what I mean?
He is expendable because at the end you already didn't need him to get to the end. Because he already knew where they were going the entire time.
Yep.
So they finally have the conversation where they're telling Boy.
Maybe it's just the effect that this place has on pregnancy. So it doesn't have to mean that there's something wrong with the baby, right?
Right. I have to stop it there because when I seen this scene, I was like, look at Boyd's face. Look at his face. He is like, what the fuck is going on here?
But that hurt him more than anything. I think his son being so naive and him having to, I can't tell you the truth because you're not ready. No, neither one of you guys are ready for this.
Facts, 100%. Because when he goes, they have the conversation. He tells them about the ultrasound. But this scene where he's in the hall.
Oh.
Let's see. It showed that it broke him a little bit, right?
Yes, because he may realize he has to do something that he doesn't want to do, and it's going to affect his relationship with his son. Right?
Not just that. So that's his grandchild.
Supposedly, yes.
So he thinks. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
His grand ghost. I don't know.
and remember, Fatima still hasn't told about the blood. right? She hasn't
Yeah.
told anybody about the blood. So there's another level to what's happening to her that she hasn't told anybody yet. But I want to get to this part here because her acting in this scene was absolutely amazing.
Fatima?
I don't want to see
No, we
it.
can't. We cannot just hope that this gets better, okay?
I know.
Okay, we are in the dark.
I know. We'll do it tomorrow. Or tomorrow. We'll go.
Fatima.
I was like, oh man, that, you know what I mean? Like I could feel it in her, like, I know, we'll go tomorrow. It sounded like such an innocent I know, but there was so much fear in it as well. I was like, yeah, amazing job on that scene. What do you guys think?
I took that personally because I'm 40, right? I've had kids. I've gone through this pregnancy scares and pregnancy mishaps and things like that. And those are conversations that you have. But trying to be supportive, but also push, but not push too much. And with the things that she was saying was the same things I've heard. Like, you're afraid to go there, to deal with it. And it was so real. And that's the thing about this whole show. So many real conversations that you've actually had that people have had to deal with all the time. It's hard.
Facts. Julie?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, how they included a scene like that and a scene like Jim and Tabitha arguing in the beginning, because even in the midst of all of this insanity, they still have their human drama that they're dealing with like anybody else. They still have their own real life problems that like they don't just leave behind just because that they're in this insane place. The Matthews still have their horrible marital issues, all of those issues with the grief over Thomas, and then Fatima and Ellis, they're having real life kind of problems too, and trying to manage it in a place like this, can't even imagine. And she's like in a fetal position right there. She's like, she sounds very, very childlike, which she's like, we'll do it tomorrow, like it's I understand it. I get it.
Facts. Nerdman?
Sorry, I'm doing something, but I'll just continue your conversation. Sorry, because
No
I didn't hear it.
problem. I think it's like her giving birth to the monster that she's changing into some type of way, if you understand what I'm saying. So I know a lot of people think that she's still gonna give birth to something. It's a possibility, and I'm just on the she's turning into. I believe that we're getting to see how some of these creatures turn to be the creatures. I really think that's the point of Fatima. Where the hell is the man in yellow at? The man in yellow, honestly, we ain't gonna get him till at least the next season or anything about him. That's one of those mysteries.
End of this season.
Maybe the end, yes. Maybe we'll see something at the end.
10's gonna be like, what the fuck? Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, we'll get a cliffhanger with maybe him or something.
Cooey, a key on you.
Uh-huh.
Or you are the key.
Or you no
you
no,
well because
you are the key.
Never mind, you have to learn how to spell it. Make sure you're spelling it right though, because if you watch the show and they and maybe I'll put it up there when they start saying it, so you can see this, so you can see the subtitles and how to spell it. I love to see Boyd. Wait, hold on. I love to see Boyd dead just because he way too much plot armor. You want Boyd to die? Oh hell no! The show does not work without Boyd. That's for sure.
You want to see someone leave a show real quick?
yeah. The show does not work without Boyd. I'm sorry about that. Now, I do think, like I said in my video, that they may give him the Jack treatment, where he dies at the end of the series to save everybody. But I don't see him going right now. Christopher is the man in yellow. Oh, that's interesting. You guys know my answer. When Elgin was going through the boxes, anybody noticed the pink anybody noticed and picked up that yellow shirt and they zoomed in on it for a second? No, I did not notice it.
Yeah, there was a yellow shirt. Not a suit, but a shirt.
A yellow shirt.
Wait a second. It's got to be a key on you. Because she got out into sorry, I've gone again through this thing. It's got to be a key on you because she's the one who they said it to her, right? And she's the one who got out.
I'll show you. I'll show you the spelling. I'm gonna need
Sorry,
someone to
guys.
stand in the middle of those red stones. Maybe when you do, you
Whoa.
can see the entity. Well, at the end, you see Tabitha sees something in her dream, right? Whether it's a dream or not, or she was there. I'm more beginning to maybe think she was there as a child and got out, and she saw something. And I think we'll get an explanation as to what she saw. Just not before, not this season. Maybe next season. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think that I think there's something to that because in that scene, which we'll get to, it looks like something's swooping down at her. We don't know what it is. We just see her screaming. So yeah, maybe when they were there, Jade just didn't stand in the right spot for something to happen. But I think they're going to go back out there later in the season. Something has to come of that area this season. We can't just have the footsteps outside the cabin and then knocking on the cabin. We need a little something more.
It just makes sense with all the other stuff that happened. Remember Boyd's tent got dragged. Something is out there.
Yeah.
Something is there, and those statues are doing something to hide them away. So we got to see what's happening, but it's going to get so far away that we forgot that that's happening, and then we're going to get back to it and say, "Oh, right, a whole season ago you told us about this, but we forgot."
Absolutely. So we have Randall looking at his bruises, the scar tissue. There it is. You see, that was the little mouth finch, right? That little mouth finch. That's anger. You know what I mean? He's looking at that and that's anger. And I'm pretty sure that anger is directed at Boyd. What do you guys think? Go ahead. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
No, I think of course he's mad at Boyd, but he's also mad that he has to deal with the consequences from it.
Yeah, and he's mad at Batman as well.
Exactly. I say Harvey Dent looking real Harvey Dent like. Give me that Two-Face.
So we have.
I was thinking Joker, but yeah.
So here's the question, right? Because we get to the Boyd and Victor and his father in the cave, and Victor's like, Jasper was here. This is where I seen Jasper, but we have to go in further, right? Who's moving Jasper? That's the question. Is Jasper moving by himself, or are these creatures moving him around? Go ahead, Julie. What are your thoughts on that?
Something bizarre is going on here because not only did Jasper move, but all the furniture is moved, the grandfather clock, all the other stuff, and it looks like you have to go through a crevice to even get there. I don't know how they moved all that stuff. And the monsters are now sleeping in that new spot too. And it's interesting because this change happened sometime in season 2. We saw that stuff somewhere else when Tabitha and Victor were down there. By the end, Jade went down there, and I checked that Jade was in what looks like the same spot that Tabitha and Victor were in. There was nothing there. And now we have an explanation. Okay, it was moved. I was wondering where all the stuff went. So I'm wondering why. Like, what, did Jasper get up and move it all? Like, what is going on here? And somebody suggested something to me that I thought was interesting. Maybe the monsters actually felt some kind of a threat. The way that the people feel threatened and have to hide at night in the daytime, maybe the monsters have some kind of vulnerability. And since Victor and Tabitha were down there walking around while they were sleeping, now they're hiding in a different spot. They moved all their stuff and they moved to a different area. I don't know. I don't know what else could explain it, but it's interesting.
It is interesting now that you say that, right? Because they're going deeper in there. Maybe they can be killed down there, right? And maybe Kenny's plan to throw in the water,
their heads off,
or right, and like remember Kenny's plan was to go and throw some gasoline and burn the whole shit down. Maybe that would have worked, right? Because Boyd stopped him from doing it, and it's always, we haven't tried this, and then someone gets stopped by doing it, and it could be like, oh, maybe that's the way you can kill them. You know what I mean? So when they're maybe vulnerable down there sleeping, that could be the way to kill them. And because they keep getting found, they have to keep moving.
Yeah, that's why I wish they had done that. I thought that was a good plan. Better than
Me too.
Monster plan.
Me too. I was like, burn the motherfucker down. That's right.
What are you gonna do? They're gonna kill you more? They're gonna kill you faster. Like what else they gonna do? They're gonna try to get you. Like they're already doing it. So it's nothing else you can do to me. Let's burn it all up.
Yeah,
Right.
100%, 100%. You know what I mean? And especially Victor's been going down there, like getting away with it. You know what I mean? They didn't even have to go in that far. They could just go in like halfway, light a fire and just let that fire burn and see what happens. Smoke
Yep.
them out, whatever. They'd have to come out during the day. I don't know, man, but I agree with you. I think the plan was a good plan. So we have Boyd and Fatima and Ellis. They're going to the hospital. Now this part here with this guy, he's taking the pictures, and I told you guys last week that there was going to be something with the Polaroids, but bro,
Hey, Spa.
What?
you really just popping a picture of the girl at you? I would have been mother. You know what I mean? Like, what are you? What? Get that camera out of my face. What are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, you can't invade someone's privacy like that and just do a picture.
I would be so annoyed. Like, get out of here. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where the hell did you find a camera? And aren't there only 10 Polaroids in a Polaroid camera? Why is it
there any? Yeah. It's just wasting photos. Being a paparazzi.
Facts.
After you found out that twist, wouldn't you photograph everyone?
Well, you see, here's the thing. I agree with you, and we'll get to that because he pulls the picture out and then he ends up looking at the picture and it comes up, but the lady pulls up, but she disappears. So I can understand why he didn't look at all the pictures, Now we have Jade and, of course, Tom.
I love this scene.
Me too, because the minute he pops in, hold on, let me rewind that part. Jade is amazing, right? He's looking at the bottles. Tom pops up.
And then there were two. Oh, for fuck's sake.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh my God. Like, why the fuck are you here now?
Is that the barman who died?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes, he's the one that Jade's been having. So they're not like, I guess Jade didn't really have a connection with Father Kotri. That's why he doesn't see him. He had a little bit with the bartender. So the bartender shows up with him. For Boyd, it's Father Kotri, and we don't know if anybody else is seeing some other stuff. So,
about it. So, whatever.
So basically, everyone who dies in the next cycle becomes the monsters. I figured it out.
Not necessarily the monsters, because he's not a monster. I do think he's a figment of their imagination. It's just I don't know who's putting that.
You
figment.
don't understand what I'm saying. Like,
go ahead.
My point is, you look at all those monsters. Look at how they're dressed, right? The dates in the bottles, right, are the dates of the beginning and the ends of cycles. Every cycle, right, like the monsters are killed by the people who escape, because you have to escape to escape. You have to kill the monsters, right? Mm-hmm. And then the next people who come into town, everyone who died in the last time become the monsters.
I don't think so. I don't think that's what happens. I think, like I said, that it's been a reoccurring cycle. So how Fatima is turning into one, I think we've had so many cycles. That's why we have so many monsters. Because remember,
Fatima is turning into one.
Who?
I don't think Fatima is turning into a monster.
I do.
Okay.
I do. But
okay.
Yeah. No, that's my theory. But we have a conversation, and he pretty much tells Jade.
So you really think this is going to tell you anything?
That he needs to sober up, and that's why I'm confused about whether they're helping, because he's like kind of, low-key dissing him at first. You know what I mean? And then he says, "If you want to figure it out, you need to stop drinking." Now, maybe it's the alcohol that's helping Jade figure it out. I don't know, right? It could be
sober up. It's gonna make him think clearer and that start realizing. Let's look at it as a big picture. You can figure it out.
The monsters had human organs, right?
Yes, they do.
Okay, just we'll continue with this.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
No, I think that he's saying sober up. You might be able to see a little bit clearer. Maybe you'll realize we need to all talk, figure all this stuff out together. But when you're drunk, no one wants to be around you. So you're not going to have the idea that maybe we should all be together figuring this thing out.
I got you. Julie,
I think
you agree?
Okay.
I think it was good advice. I think it was good advice. I mean, I've actually been very much in the camp of, don't trust any of these ghost entities. Ghost Country is super sus. Obviously, Abby. And I didn't trust Tom either, but I don't know. I'm reevaluating a little bit because I do think that this time it seemed like good advice to me, because Jade is struggling so much to try to piece this mystery together. And when he was in the beginning of the season, when he was laying down on the floor underneath all those strings in the bar, doing that weird little thought experiment, remembering the vision with the kids and trying to make sense of it and understand what he saw in there, he was drunk out of his mind. He was just out to lunch, and Kenny came and took him to sleep it off at the sheriff's station to keep him safe. Like, I think that if he had been sober, that maybe he could have seen that more clearly, what had just happened to him, maybe try to make sense of it more clearly. So in this case, I don't know. I'm going against my own theory on this, but maybe he is trying to help.
You should go with your theory. Listen to how the ghosts talk to those guys. Listen to how he was talking to them. Doesn't it remind you of how the monsters talk to people when they're like in the house and they're like, oh, hey, this kind of thing, like friendly and blah blah blah, before they turn on them. It's like they're turning into those monsters.
So here's the thing:
turning into the monsters. They're human.
No, I agree with you. But here's the thing, because I agree with you a little bit on that one. It's like the monsters could be helping for a certain reason, right? And it doesn't have to be a good reason. It's like you need to find out what these bottles are and in them so that we can actually get you to realize it and get the bigger threat out there, right? Because all of this could be trying to get them to free that bigger threat that we haven't seen yet. So I'm a little bit on, I don't know if they're helping or not. And chat, don't worry, I'm going to get to your comments soon. We're just trying to get through this because I know Brian has to bounce soon. So we're just trying to get through this, but I will get through your comments and everything, and we will discuss that. And thank you, everybody, for popping in again, man. It's appreciated that you guys come here and try to break down these episodes with us.
Looking at the comments like, man, you guys are good.
Absolutely. Now, this is where the kid bothers me. You know what I mean?
You think Jan's friends with her husband now?
See what I mean?
I just think I think he just asked stupid questions. You know what I mean?
They were happy when they got married.
No, he's stabbing the mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly. Oh
my God.
He's like saying, "Oh, they're happy." Yeah, Nerdman, I'm right with you. I don't want to say it, but fuck them kids, man. You know what I mean?
If this kid was mine, I'd adopt him. I'm telling you, I'd adopt him. Ask me some stupid questions.
Here's where we get Tabitha going upstairs. Nerdman, I'm going to pause it so you can get the right spelling to the word. And I don't think we've seen these kids since season 2, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Not since season 2.
There you go.
Ooh, I missed some letters.
Yes.
Go, pause it.
There you go. ANGHKOO. ANGHKOOEY.
I missed the letter. Okay, great.
So now you have that there. So yeah, so she sees the kids, and I mean, at the same time, I get it because those kids are scary as hell, right? I'd probably freak out too.
I would just punch one of those kids. Like, what?
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I try to help you. I try to help you.
You are the key. You're the key.
It could be you are the key. Definitely.
I'm telling you, it's you are the key. But the H actually spoils it.
What do you guys?
Because if there's some kind of dimensional thing, like the guy was saying, even though we kind of dismissed that idea, it might be that you can't hear things in order. Like from
right, where to them they think they're speaking in our language, but we're hearing it as a different language, like them in the real world are hearing it as a different language. Possibility. Definitely a possibility. So, anyways, they ended up going outside, and she's like, "Oh, let's go outside." So there wasn't really much there. We just wanted to show that the kids again. Then we have Kenny and Donna, and as you can see, Donna actually like she
Look at
did
that.
a
It's a
bang
nice
up job.
wall. I mean, that's a
Yeah,
really good
she
job.
did a bang up job on that wall though. I'm like, okay, that she got the rocks, like nice, decent rocks in there, and she covered them up. But the biggest part of this was Kenny deciding that he wanted to stay at the colony house, right? And that's where I say that Donna could be expendable because now you have Kenny going over there and he could be the one to take because he still hasn't taken back the deputy badge from Boyd as of yet, right? So
Right.
there's another path for him. And I also think that Acosta being there, she's gonna end up being Boyd's deputy. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say she's gonna end up being Boyd something.
You know what? They need romance in this show. They need a little romance in this show.
Man, people them too scared to be in. You ain't thinking about hitting those skins when you're.
Oh, but it's been a long
I
time.
mean?
You said 2 years. 2 years is a long time. Real lonely. And she was looking at him. She was giving him the eyes and stuff. She was like, "Next time I'll be on your side."
Well, to be fair, he asked. Kenny asked.
You're not still throwing those sex parties up there, are you?
She liked that. You saw that. She liked that even in real life.
Because in the first episode, either the first or second episode of season 1, like when Jim and Tabitha they get to the colony house where they first stayed, like there's 2 people fucking right in front of them. Yep. You know what I mean? So yeah, that I can understand his question, but at the same time, him going to colony house and it just signals the end for Donna for me. It just really does. I think a lot of signs are. And I hope not. Maybe they have the plan to do it and be like, you know what, Donna's too much of a beloved character. We're gonna have to make it someone else. But it's either Donna or Victor for me. Go ahead, Brian.
I sure hope not. I still want Donna to be around for a little bit longer, but the fact that her husband is already off the show, might as well let Donna go too.
Julie?
Oh, I really hope that Donna's not going anywhere, but I could see it happening. I could definitely see it. I mean, she's not integral to the plot in ways that certain other people are. Like a Jade, for example, he has those unique visions. You need to keep him around. Jade and other people. Sarah has a unique connection to this place. Even Elgin could outlast Donna because he has some kind of unique connection. Like they're people that actively are getting visions or they're trying to figure things out. She's not. She's
trying to hold the place together. She was the anti-Boyd for a long time, the opposite end of the coin, but it doesn't seem like she's that anymore. And they're carrying each other too much now. You gotta get rid of her. You need someone else to be the anti-Boyd.
I agree.
See it happening.
Which is Randall. Randall's going to be anti-Boyd. Go ahead, Nurban.
I've got an answer for Mackie and that. This is just me, my business hat on, right? I'm not saying that it will make the show like a better show. He says no, we don't need more romance in From. I was kind of joking, but the truth is that helps shows. Like a little will they, won't they romance. It does help shows, man. Like think of all the biggest shows you've ever seen. Even Lost had a little romance, didn't it?
Yeah. But you see, the thing is, I think she came in too late. So maybe if they started something next season, I could understand that. You know what I mean? But I mean, at the end of the day, I just want the mysteries to be solved. I don't care if they have romances or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. As someone watching the show, yes, it's true. But if they want to grow the show,
I was there. Yeah, you can't be for long. Come on, man. And then Kenny's got to be upset too. I mean, he was
about to get some. Yeah,
he was that close. He was that close. And then Marielle come in and messing all that up. That's why I think she needs to go. I think Marielle needs to go.
But hold on. wait
Marielle.
till Kenny finds out that Randall is staying with the two of them. You
He
know
was
what
like,
I mean?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he would be like, what? Hey, man, if that were the case, I would have asked to stay at the hospital with you guys instead of going to Colony House, you know?
Meanwhile, Marielle was shooing him out the door as fast as she could. You know, like, okay, you're all
Facts.
set now.
And that's probably
That's
because
cold.
she knows about maybe Kenny liking Christy, or
she
maybe
feels something.
yeah,
And she
Oh,
yeah,
feels
yeah.
Christy
between the two
has
of them.
type of something to go. I'm telling you,
And
now that he's there, Randall's there. Randall's gonna leave the door open. All right, yeah, she can go.
Facts.
Let's go.
Facts.
Let her out.
Facts.
And now
Facts.
she doesn't. Now, Chrissy doesn't feel like staying there anymore. And then she
Yeah.
goes to the Colony House too. And there we go.
Facts. I agree with you
Yes.
We got
100%.
something.
Something's gonna happen there, 100%. So Jade and Ethan are looking for clues, and I think this scene it gives us a lot, but really doesn't give us much, right? Because we know that the numbers have been repeating. Some of them are in cursive, and then Ethan figures out that the 2 and the 7s are backwards. So those are hints that mean something. It's just like Jade said, I have no idea what it means. You know what I mean? He's like,
But I am increasingly optimistic that somewhere in here, somewhere in these dates, in these numbers, is a key. It's something that we need to understand.
Yes, Nerdman. Yes. A key, a key for
And
you.
who does
Yes.
he say it? Who does he say it to?
He's talking to Tabitha and Ethan.
Right, exactly. She's the key.
Could be. I believe so. We get
Yeah.
to Randall and what's her name? Mari. They're talking about it, and she's telling him, you know, how do you get through it?
I don't get to
And
pretend.
he said he's scared, right?
Fucking terrifying.
So that could be a thing, even though I think he's gonna be something like a thorn, but you can tell like that's the first time he ever really said that he was scared, you know? But he was telling them, she tells him not to
Don't
go back on the bus.
We got room. Go get your stuff.
And what if she ends up
Sure.
doing something with Randall?
Yeah.
Could be.
And
No
then
one here
Christy
has to be
feels a certain
alone.
type of way.
I'll talk to Christy.
There. That look for me is like a look like, okay, now we're getting somewhere. You know what I mean? There's something deeper that he is up to. I could be wrong. And I kind of hope I'm wrong because I would like to see his character maybe go from that like asshole type to a hero type and stuff like that. But I have a feeling that the monsters kept him alive for a reason. And the reason is for him to be the next Charlie. He's going to be the one that causes whatever happens in the town where the monsters are able to kill everybody. I think he's going to be the cause of that. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I mean it makes sense. I think that he won't last. I don't think he makes it through to season 4. That's what I'm saying. I think Randall does make it to season 4. I think there's going to be a mass killing, but not everyone dies. There's enough to reset for season 4.
I have a feeling there's going to be like a colony house type of thing at the end of the season too. I really do. Julie?
Yeah, I think we could be looking at another massacre happening by the end of the season. And the thing with Randall is, I thought that he'd probably be on the chopping block, but then again, after seeing the way that monsters had that close encounter with him and left him alive, it just makes me wonder if the cicada entity kind of gives him plot armor for now. Like maybe they can't kill him. I don't know. Or they don't want to because there's some kind of evil entity still a part of him that can kind of use him. And yeah, he could be an agent for that, even if he's not even aware of it, possibly. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I personally wouldn't miss him if he goes. I mean, he's even more of a jerk this season than he was last season.
Facts. I agree.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that I agree that definitely with the Julie. They wouldn't have left him alive if they're just gonna kill him by the end of the season. Maybe next season, but no, he's not dying. He's not going anywhere for a while.
I really think he's gonna be there. He's gonna be there to cause some kind of drama. But then we get this. They get in there. The creatures are there. Now I'm surprised. I know Harry kind of like was talking a little loud, but I know me. I'd have been like, "What the?" No. All right, Victor, you were right. I love you, kid, but maybe you should have came down here by yourself. I'm gonna go back upstairs.
I would have grabbed him like, we can run. Let's go.
Thank you. Thank you, bro.
I'm gonna go back over this way, or just grab that doll. Like, just grab the doll. Let's get the hell out of here. There's the doll. Let's get the hell out of here. There's no waiting around, but we get there.
Go, 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 Kevin.
Oh, did I pass it? I passed it.
It's your brother.
Here it is.
We have to go.
Victor, if you keep coming down here, one of these days, we'll make you stay.
Love it.
So, me too. But that goes to show, like we said earlier, that these creatures know that Victor has been sneaking down in those tunnels, right? It's not the first time he's done that. So they've let him get away with it. And they gave him a pretty much of a warning. If you come down there here again, you're not going to make it out.
A lot of foreshadowing. Saying.
You know what I'm saying? Julie, what do you think?
Oh, yeah. I just got heavy foreshadowing vibes from that. I did not like the tone of that at all. It sounded like a threat for sure. And it's kind of like he has gotten complacent after so many years here surviving. He doesn't even seem to fear the monsters. He knew he'd be safe. That's why he wanted his dad to stay out. He just
absolutely.
And then when they were down there with his dad, he's like, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It was the dummy that triggered him like crazy when he was down there before, not the monsters. So I think that he could wind up in serious danger if he takes that for granted, that he thinks he's still safe and he's not anymore when he recovers more memories. Yeah, I don't like the sound of that.
Brian?
I think, yeah.
He's
okay.
Go ahead, Nerman.
Yeah, go ahead, Nerman.
I think you guys are underestimating the fact that this dude, he has been going down there like all the time. And she said, I think the foreshadowing might not be for his death, but for the fact that he knows these guys. He knows them more intimately than we think.
Possible.
Maybe a deal. I don't know what it is.
They're saying, hey, Victor, you're going too far.
Yeah,
we let you do some things, but come on.
Yeah, 100%. We're allowing you to do this stuff, but you're taking it a little bit one step further than we're allowing you to do. And if you cross that line, we're gonna have to end you, right? And that's why I say, yeah, go ahead.
It's not end you. She said make you stay.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, make you stay.
That's not end you.
No, I know that, but I'm thinking that's what she means, like by killing you and making you stay down there to where you can't go back. You know what I mean? But again, you could be right. Julie and Randall have a conversation, and she tells him that the weed is what gets her by, and he asked for weed, so they're going to smoke it. And now you have Victor and his father. They're in the car.
Why? I don't know. They just do.
Is this where he says the voice? I think so. Or past it.
What is this place? It's just somewhere.
Let me see something.
They like to take things. It's the voice.
There.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right there. He says,
that thing. It's the voice.
It's the voice.
So he said, it's the voice.
Yeah, the voice.
So, yeah.
Voice
so
he's heard before.
Yeah, I'm inclined to think he heard that voice before. Because it's not like he said a voice or that he said it's the voice. What do you guys think? You think he heard the voice before?
I think it's the voice that brought a call that he heard that brought his wife and them to this place.
Possible.
They heard the voice together. I've heard this voice. This is the voice that brought us all here, that brought you guys here originally. I heard this voice. That's the voice.
Yeah. What do you think, Julie?
Yeah, I didn't catch that in the
Me neither.
dialogue when I watched it the first time, and it definitely sounds like he recognized the voice. I want to know whose voice he thinks it was.
Play the voice again.
Interesting. Go ahead.
Was that Nerdman?
Play the voice again.
The voice of the woman?
Is it a woman?
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
woman.
it was the woman talking. Yeah.
Okay, don't worry about
Randall.
it. I thought it might be the voice that.
Victor, if you keep
Right there.
You know, Victor, if you keep coming down here, one of these days, we'll make you stay.
Now, who is that? We've
yeah,
seen that.
it's-
Yeah, go ahead.
Go,
No, I was gonna say, have we seen that creature before?
I think so. I think she's popped up before. Yeah, I'm almost positive I've seen her before.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I saw something crazy online. It's probably just, rabbit hole, tinfoil kind of stuff. But I saw something online that put her face next to the picture of Donna's sister that she has framed in her bedroom.
Ooh.
And there's a strong resemblance between the faces. So that's kind of interesting. Donna also said that her sister's face was ripped off by the monsters. So, I mean,
What
I
if the
don't
monster's
know.
wearing her face?
Maybe.
Ooh, that would be
That's
interesting. What do you think, Nerdman? You want to hear the voice again?
I thought it was maybe the voice, but I didn't know that he was referring to her voice.
Yeah,
I thought he was referring to another voice. I thought it was maybe the same voice that Jim heard over when they made that communications device. But that was the guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So now we get to the meat and potatoes of the show, the part that everybody wanted to know. Is she having a baby?
Okay, so there's her uterus.
Uh-oh.
What's going on?
I don't see anything. What do you mean?
I was like, yes, I was right. No baby. No baby. You know what I mean? But I'm again, it could be a troll. It could be like you said, maybe they don't notice there's something there, but they can't see it. So that could be a possibility as well. But like I said, I'm gonna go with the fact that there's no baby there. Go ahead, Brian.
I don't think it's a baby. The blood thing does still kind of intrigue me. So because you're eating the blood, doing those things, is it going to cause something to grow later? Or maybe they don't want you to see that something's growing in there later.
Right.
Possible. It's possible. Or maybe you can only see it at night, like someone said. Julie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that there could be an entity that thing just can't pick up because it's not human. So I'm still in that camp, but it could go either way. I did see, I don't know, maybe we're just imagining things or seeing things, but somebody shared, they actually posted that ultrasound on the Twitter for the show.
Yes.
Ahead of time, before the show aired. They need to stop doing this kind of stuff.
Yes.
Spoilers. Hello.
Yes, that's what I was talking about last week. And then they made it seem like, oh, what is this? Like there was something there. And then you watch it, it's like, oh, there's nothing there. Yeah, I hated they did that. I hated that they did that. But go ahead. Sorry.
They need to knock it off. Stop spoiling their own show. They also they showed a picture of that bracelet Tabitha found too before she found it in the glove compartment. Jeez, what the hell?
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, people were thinking they saw a face in it, like it looks kind of like a face. I don't know. Maybe we're just looking at it too hard and seeing things on that picture. Who knows? But it's interesting, especially considering it. Chris, that Marielle said there's nothing there, and they showed us the image. So I don't know.
Well, this is what someone posted on X. Maybe Fatima's baby is only visible on ultrasound at night, and this was the picture.
Oh,
Is it?
fantastic.
Oh,
I was
think
like,
she
you
just,
guys,
think she just gives
unbelievable.
birth to her face. That's disgusting.
That's
But
amazing.
here is something that they posted. What would they do without Donna? #from. And then they
Ooh.
show Donna hugging Tabitha, and she's saying, "Don't try to be a hero. Go spend time with your kids because you're lucky to be here still." And the fact
Uh-oh.
that they posted this and said, "What would they do without Donna?" I was like, we
We'll
might find
find
out.
out.
Oh no. Oh,
We will
Yeah.
find out. Yes.
That would
yikes.
break boy. That would break him in half, bro.
Whoa.
I believe so, because they've grown to have a connection, right? Remember the first season they kind of hated each other, but
But
towards
they
the
can
end they
trust.
started talking more.
You can
Yeah,
trust her. I could tell
Yeah.
you things because I know you won't break down.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're gone, what do I do? So now I lost my grandchild. I thought I was gonna have a grandchild. I lost Donna. What if I lose Ellis? Oh boy, let's go.
Yep.
Everyone.
So
Oh,
Fatima's
yeah,
freaking
Ellis.
out,
We need to tell them.
Tell us what?
and then they cut, right? I'm like, yes, okay, so I guess they're gonna tell him next episode, but I would have liked to have known what the situation was there. And then we have Elgin, who is putting the pictures together, and he looks at the picture. I'm gonna play it.
That's quite a name, Elgin. I like that.
And then the kimono lady pops up in the picture.
Of course.
You know?
I mean, why you always gotta grab me, bro?
I can save all of you. I can help you go back home.
Sure.
Now, a lot of people are calling this woman sus because she keeps showing up there.
Right afterwards.
But I was like, yeah. But I was like, you know what? What if Kimono Lady is Miranda? Right? At first I was thinking it was Miranda was
Victor's mom.
Yeah, Victor's mom.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I was like, because I was thinking it was Fatima turning into the kimono lady, but I'm like, maybe not so much anymore. But I'm still lost with that one. What do you think, Julie?
Yeah, I don't know what to make of the identity of this thing, this creature. I think, first of all, I think they're trolling us by having her appear in a picture behind Fatima because they know about that fan theory that Fatima is going to turn into that thing. They know.
Yeah.
How long ago would they have known about that fan theory? When did it come out?
Oh, that was like during season 2, so they definitely need to be aware of it now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally don't think it makes sense for that to be future Fatima. It doesn't make sense to me anymore. It doesn't look as much like her. She looks of more Asian descent, and they cast a Chinese actress to play that thing. So probably not going to be Fatima, but they're trolling us with that. And this whole thing with I can help you get back home. This totally validates the theory I said in my video last week, which is this thing is not trying to help them. People were thinking maybe she doesn't mean any harm. She said, "Help me, please," the last time she appeared, and she doesn't seem threatening. But I thought, okay, wait a minute. Victor said, "I don't trust Elgin" back in season 2, right after meeting him. We know Elgin seems like a perfectly good guy. Why doesn't Victor trust him? I think he senses something, or he remembers something from a past cycle someone like Elgin did, and it's going to be something related to this kimono lady. She's going to trick him into doing something that's going to cause problems.
Opening the door or being the next Sarah. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
What do you think, Brian?
No, definitely. I think that he's definitely going to be. There's something to Elgin, and what I like to go on IMDb, just check out the episode list and see who's going to be on the next episode and stuff like that. And Elgin's not going to be shown again to episode 9. So
that's weird.
That's something that we got 2 episodes that Elgin's not going to be there. That's weird. So and other things that I saw, like
well, no, That's not necessary. That's not necessarily true because the clip I played at the beginning was the preview for next episode, and they show Elgin with the picture and going into the cubbyhole.
But maybe
So
that's
that's
not
going to be
showing
next
you next
episode.
episode. Maybe that's maybe that's a flashback or something to that effect. And I think Marie's only going to be 7 and 8. So like, does that mean she's going to die? I don't know. I don't know what that means, but I always try to look at those things. You never know what's going to happen. But everyone else says they're all the way through the all rest of the episodes. There's a couple people that aren't in all the episodes.
And it's funny. I was watching a video and some dude was talking about it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm on episode 7 already before episode 6 came out." And I'm like, "These lucky bastards are getting to see this crap before it comes out." I'm like, "Yo, we need to be there. Like, we're the ones breaking it down constantly. Give us some access."
I wouldn't be quiet. You can't trust me. I'm letting you guys know, MGM. You can't trust me. I will be on here telling all your secrets. I will be saying,
you can trust me, MGM. Just send me that link, bro.
You know what? You can trust me too. If you're gonna give me the last 3 episodes, the last 4 episodes, where I can watch them all at one time, yeah, you can trust me. You can trust me.
Trust me at all. I would tell all your secrets. Just letting you know, I'm not the
one. Nerdman, what are your thoughts on that? The kimono
on
lady.
her.
The kimono lady.
You've completely spun me out, Julia. Like I actually really did think it was her. I thought that was the reveal. Everyone was right, but it might be a red herring. You're right.
Absolutely.
Well,
and you know what's even funnier of a red herring, right? In the first time they show her, right, in that season, a couple of Fatima's wearing a shirt that's not the same, but it's the same colors, right? Same colors, and that's where I was like, oh, maybe, you know what I mean? But again, red herring. Yeah, 100%.
I will say this: if Elgin might be in the next episode, but I will say this: Elgin's in episode 9, which is just called Revelations Part 1.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm so saying it's Revelations Part 2. I'm just saying.
So Revelations Part 2 is.
It's episode 10.
It's episode 10. Oh, okay. I thought it was like a cliffhanger. I was gonna be like, I ain't even gonna watch it.
Nerdman, this season is going to end with one hell of a cliffhanger. I can promise you that, because every season so far has.
I still think they're in the Garden of Eden. I still think it has everything to do with the Bible. I still think they're in the Garden of Eden, in and out.
Wow. Garden of Eden. Really?
Yeah, I still think that's what it is. Because it's where we're from. We're from Garden of Eden, right? I'm just saying. That's what I'm thinking.
But why would the Garden of Eden be hell?
I mean, it doesn't have to be hell. It just could be where we're from,
No, I'm just saying, like, the Garden of Eden is depicted.
Well, I don't think it's hell, right? They're going through hell, but I don't think it's hell, right? And maybe he's right. Maybe this was like a vibrant town. Everything was popping until an evil entity came in and screwed everything up. There's definitely a possibility, but I'm definitely believing that there's some sort of evil entity. 100%. That's for sure. Because we get to the final reveal, and this happens.
Some wards scattered around the settlement. I'm guessing they're protective. They don't really see. What's wrong?
3 red stones.
What?
3 red stones. Did you see 3 red stones, big ones, in a circle?
How did you?
Oh, no.
So she says she's been dreaming about it. Now, it's either one of 2 things. Either she's been dreaming about it, or she is one of the characters reincarnated. Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Or she dreamt about it when she was a little girl, and she was there before.
and thought it was a dream, right?
Thought it
She
was a
kept having
dream.
a dream. She was, yeah.
Because just like
Those are-
Victor, I don't remember this, but now I'm starting to remember things. You know, as you show me these things, I have to remember. I have to draw so I don't forget. So maybe she forgot about it and thought it was a dream, and now she's starting to realize maybe I was there all along.
Julie?
Yeah, this scene just hit me. I was thinking about it. I'd been thinking about the reincarnation theory. I considered it. I talked about it in a video a couple weeks ago, but I wasn't ready to commit to it. That scene is what really clinched it for me. Look at the way the little girl is dressed.
Yes.
She's dressed in really old-fashioned looking clothes. I think she may have been having a dream of a past life where she was actually there, or yeah, like when she was there, and then this is how she used to dress when she was that age as a little girl. She wasn't necessarily there as a little girl, but maybe that's how she used to dress. So that's why she's dressed that way, and she's been to this place in a past life. So yeah, I know a lot of people aren't going to like that theory. Two people said on my video that when I mentioned reincarnation at the end, like as a possibility, they're like, "This is not reincarnation will be boring." Well, I'm sorry, but like it may not be as complex and like crazy with a spreadsheet full of information as you think it might be. Some people, I'm just looking at what the evidence is showing me, and I got to call it like I see it, and I think it's looking like that's a highly likely possibility. It could.
And I don't see it as boring because that's just an additive to what's going on, right? That's just an explanation as to why they keep coming back there or why they're having dreams about there. Because you got to understand there are people who have been called, right? Miranda was called there. Now Tabitha was called there. And we don't know how many people actually, because they all, Boyd's wife. Boyd's wife said that she's dreamt about that place too. They didn't exactly say it like that, but she was looking at something and she was like,
Yep.
"Oh, I'm just remembering a dream I have," which was implying that she's had a dream about that place, right? So everybody seems to be going there, seems to have been called there. So I can 100% understand that it could be reincarnation. But again, that's just like something to add to it when we get to what the real issue is. So I agree with you on that. I agree
Yeah,
with
and
you
I
on
made
that.
that connection too. That's a great point. Like the Abby dream. I think Abby dreamed of this place when she was a little girl. Now, this could also be, if it's not reincarnation, it could be a matter of like dreaming about it, having a premonition as a child before you end up going there. So it could go either way in that regard. Yeah.
I agree. Nerdman. The twist.
Well, the twist. Well, first of all, I have to go. But
yeah, no problem.
Just to say quickly, yeah, I'm listening to all of you. I don't know what it means, honestly. Like for me, that she's been there before. Could have been actually a dream. I really, really don't know what this was. I'll have to get more information before like kind of speculating. But it's interesting. It was interesting, little cliffhanger.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's me. I have to peace out, guys. But
no problem. No problem. Have a good one, Brian. I know you got to bounce soon, so if you want to say your last words.
I just want to say, I feel like she's been there. What if she escaped before? What if did Victor ever see his sister body, her body?
He never said if he found her
No.
body. He said that he and his mom died, but he only mentioned his mom's body. He hasn't said if he found Eloise's.
So Eloise's body, I mean, it's just so many things that could happen. The fact that Tabitha found Henry, there's so many things that could be going on here. We find out that they are connected. As you said, if it was her little sister, the younger sister, maybe she escaped with the 3 red rocks. That's a way to get out. That all those things could be possible. I just think that we're going to find a lot more things in the 7, 8, 9, 10 that's going to blow our minds. And I love seeing this, and I love all the theories. I love what everyone's writing about it, because that's the only way we can kind of really work through our own theories, is hearing what someone else thinks.
Absolutely. You want to shout out your channel before you bounce?
Once again, I'm 1/3 of the Spoiler Kings. We always talk about the shows just like this. I like to talk about, we did an interview with a vampire. I'm getting them all into From because of you guys, because of the shows. So thank you guys for coming in and talking and streaming with us. And This is great. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. And Brian's channel is in the description box if anybody wants to go in there. I'm going to go through the comments real quick. It's up to Julie. Julie, if you want to stay, you can. If not,
Yeah, I'll
you got to
stay in
go.
hand while you do that. And nice talking to you,
Cool.
Brian.
I appreciate Julie, and I love all your theories, and I've just been following you too. So, checking
Awesome.
out.
Thanks. I'm going to check out your channel. When I'm little less overwhelmed, I need to do that.
I appreciate it, but I'll see you guys later. I have to get ready for my next one.
No problem. Take care,
see ya.
brother. All right, guys. So that was the episode. There is 2 left, and we're going to go through the comments real quick before we close it up. Said, yeah, I've been trying to figure out what the yellow symbolizes. I'm set that it means caution. Well, I know there's a lot of color theories going on in this show. And I know Julie has a lot to say about that as well. But I think a lot of it is like, flash in the pants type of stuff. Let's do this, let's do that. And they're there as, to throw us off. What do you think?
Yeah, it's difficult because yellow means different things in different cultures. So it's difficult, like, to kind of carve out a theory, a definitive theory. It can mean negative things in some cultures, and in Western cultures, it means hope. I'm inclined to think, since this show is so based in America, maybe we should take more of a Western approach and look at it as maybe it represents hope. Boyd always wore those yellow shirts. He kind of embodies the town's hope. And now he's not wearing yellow, so it seems like this place is becoming more and more hopeless, and so is he. So there could be a correlation there.
Absolutely. We could troll them into thinking we love Jim starting tonight. Yeah, I know people want to see Jim go, and I don't mind. You know what I mean? The only problem is I think they know who the beloved characters are. They trust me, they watch us. They watch you guys. Maybe more than anyone else to me, like E-Man, Teflon, all these guys. They watch them. So they know what's going on. You know what I mean? They know what we're saying, and they know that Jim is not one of them. I think he was in the house at one time, and that's when they were playing dress up. They zoomed in on the yellow shirt. Maybe he's still there, and he just changed clothes. Are you talking about the man in yellow?
I think he was, yeah.
Ooh, because if that's the case, then he would have been there for a long time, which meaning he would definitely be some sort of entity. You know what I mean? So that'd be interesting. Jim can go. Yeah, I agree with you. Why do you think it's imitating Eloise's voice? What she was a little kid when she disappeared. Henry wouldn't recognize it. Yeah, we agree with that. Mari didn't help anything. She's dismissed. You guys want to see her go too? Well, I think, like I said, with Randall going to stay with them, he's gonna open the door for them monsters to come and get them. I think he made some sort of deal with those creatures, and it's gonna start with those 2. What do you think?
That would be when you've said that, like, that would really come. It would really be a callback to what happened with Sarah. Sarah opened the door to the clinic in season 1 and led to some deaths. So that's a really good point. I can see that happening. Yeah. And I personally would like Marielle out of the way anyway. So I'm with that sentiment as well.
Donna could die because Kenny could lead Colony House. Yeah, that's where I thought they were going with that. When that happened, I was like, ooh, all of a sudden Kenny wants to go and live at Colony House. I get it. The house his mom died in, it's hard. I've been through that. I know what it's like. But yeah, I was like that there's a reason why he's going there. Don't worry, I said Ethan too and Christy. So you think all of them is gonna go? Like I said, I think the last episode is going to be some bloodbath or whatever. I'm just not sure that they're going to kill off a lot of beloved characters. I think one beloved character, maybe 2 like red shirts. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go too crazy. I hope not. I hope it's not gonna be more than one more beloved character, but I don't know. They said a few. We've only lost 1 so far, so it could be 2 more. I hope not.
I'm right there with you. My money's on Fatima dying. You see, here's the thing. I said that too, but she's not going to die in the sense as dying. She's probably going to die as, like you said, maybe another entity takes over her body, or she's turning into one of them. So I don't think she's going to die in that kind of a sense, right? And if that's the case, then that's going to cause a rift on Boyd and Ellis because they're not going to disagree on how to handle that situation. 100%. What do you think?
I agree.
I think the town is going to force Ellis to go through what his dad went through with his mom. It could be a possibility.
Yep.
By the last season, Ethan's gonna be like 6 feet tall. I know, right? Because he's already getting taller. You can see the difference. Like if you go back and watch season 1 and then you watch this one, yeah, you can see the big difference in Ethan, man.
Yep.
Huge. So what was Megan's role? The little kid that died in episode 1. I think Lauren might been a chosen one like Tabitha. Boyd tells Ellis Lauren was the one that, but Ellis stopped. I wonder.
Yeah, that was weird. That was never explained, and at this point, I don't think it ever will be explained. What was he talking about? I don't even know. I personally don't think Lauren or Megan had a role because I think the new cycle started when the 2 cars arrived, and that's when people were filling certain roles, and this whole thing is starting over again.
That's right, and they did say in one of the episodes that when new people come, someone dies, right?
Right.
So they said that in one of those episodes. I think they were just a sacrifice because new people were coming.
Yep.
It might not have meant anything. He just said that voice plays. He recognized it from somewhere. I do not think you brought up his wife. You're talking about Victor hearing the voice and recognizing it. Again, we don't know if he recognized it or anything, but it seems like he did,
Yeah.
It seems like he did. We need to use the numbers in the bottles to find out what letters they convert to. Yeah, but I ain't doing that. If you guys want to break down all those numbers and do that, I ain't doing that. Man, F them kids. I agree with you. I said the same thing. F them kids. I think Henry was just amazed that the monsters could speak like humans. She said, kidding. I wasn't. I wasn't kidding. I'll tell you this. Like, there are some movies where the kids, I'm like, oh man, that's an amazing job. But there are, especially in horror movies, the kids in horror movies drive me up a wall. The mom will say, stay here, don't move, don't go anywhere. And then 2 minutes later, kids running out, mommy, mommy, mommy. I'm like, oh, no, these kids drive me crazy. F them kids. Notice I said we. That's because I'm a lazy investigator. Yeah, I know. Me too. Me too.
There's some rabbit holes I'm just not going down. Like that, you wouldn't believe the stuff that people are doing regarding the numbers, the way that they're analyzing them, lining up the numbers with Greek letters and stuff. Like, I'm sorry, like I just can't. That's a step too far for me. I can't.
Me too. Me too. It's already bad enough that we're on here like constantly coming up with all kinds of theories. Now you want to add us something else to do? No, you guys handle that. And I'll listen to your theories, and if it sounds right, I'll be like, you know what? I heard this theory and it sounded correct, but I ain't doing it. You guys go at it. Have fun.
That's exactly what I just did. I heard one that makes a hell of a lot of sense, and someone mentioned it in this chat earlier too. That the years, I mean, they're not years, that the numbers represent musical notes. I've heard really good evidence to back that up, and I think it's absolutely true. So, like the numbers repeat many times in the tree. That's some evidence that they're not years. Why would they be repeating if there are years? Absolutely. If they're notes, if they represent musical notes, it would make sense that they're repeating. There are backwards 2s and 7s or something related to that and music. So yeah, like that's what I'm going with. So some smart detectives figured that out, and I'm going with it.
That would be interesting too, right? Because I would be like, well, what music? We had the violin, right? So maybe if it is musical notes, they can try and play it on that violin. Yeah,
exactly.
That's interesting.
Exactly.
Right, Fletcher? We don't need them kids, not at all.
Nope.
Is it possible for the hotel to be in another dimension like Martin's dungeon, and it may need an object to activate and teleport them like Boyd with the torch? Maybe. I was thinking something like that, like it's there, but they just can't see it or access it until something happens. I agree with you. That's what we're going through his family through. That's That's what we're going through. His family now through Fatima. Yeah, I feel you, my friends. What's up, William Brown? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. F them kids. A lot of F them. Here's one at Julie B. Deep Dives. I'm all in with the for real Jim appreciation scream coming up, and the boy in white named being Akui is hilarious.
Yeah,
Could
yeah.
be.
He was saying, yeah, let's troll like the show people and say we all love Jim. You're like, then they'll get rid of him.
Want to see Kenny and Tilly hook up at Colony House? No, no,
Oh, please, God, no.
no. Nobody wants to see that. Yo, hold on. What's wrong with 30? I'm trying, damn it. I
Yeah,
don't know what's wrong with 30. I'm over 30, so go ahead.
and I just said like Randall's at 30. He's not okay for Julie to be with because he's 30.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels like a 4-hour this early Final Fantasy PS2 game, and we haven't even gotten off of this one. Yeah, I agree. And we got a lot more to go. I think this series is probably going to go 5 seasons. So I think we'll have 2 more seasons. I
Yeah.
hope it goes longer, but I think it's going 5 seasons. Oh, they're
so.
gonna do it? No, they're not gonna do it. Let's not put that out there, guys. You know what I mean? Let's not do that. It said cicadas plus a scar you will take with you even to the outside world. Wow.
Ooh,
yeah,
yep.
that's it. And I think Boyd is right. I think they put that scar on his face, to let people remind you that they're there at nighttime, not to mention to be a thorn in Boyd's side. So we'll see.
Oh, and I just thought of something too.
Go ahead.
You know how they made that cut on his face and the scar look a lot like the Joker?
Mhm.
Well, it's kind of like, how Boyd said that that this is to remind us that we're not safe even in the daytime, that we don't get to pretend that we're safe from the monsters. Well, this is a good way to remind them, it looks kind of like a smile, and what are the
Yeah.
monsters always doing? They're smiling before they
Facts.
rip you up.
Facts, 100%. Because they cut it in a way that they had to sew it, and it looks like a smile on his face. So yeah, it's a reminder that not only are we there, we're laughing at you as well.
Yep.
That's crazy. My daughter ate a cicada once for some reason.
Ooh.
Nasty.
Gross.
It made noises. She chucked it in her mouth and added, wow. Yeah,
Yep.
no, that's nasty. I don't think Boyd's read or write about why they did that to Randall. I think they did it because chaos in town is to create a rival for Boyd. Yeah, that's what I said too.
Probably both, to be honest. I think it's both.
Me too. You know what I mean? Not only a rivalry, but it's also to start, the town being murdered, and whatever happened before, it's him that they're going to use to be that vessel to kick everything off. So I believe that.
I think that's likely. Yep.
You think what?
I think that's likely. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It's not about breaking Boyd alone. Kenny's been put through the test too. His father, Mary arriving, his mother. Yeah, I agree with you. So Boyd, Kenny, Victor, right? Even Jim and Tabitha, they're going to start to go through it as well, right? It's the people that Donna too, right? People that have something to lose are the ones that are going to go through it. So I agree with you. Over 30 is me to we are best age.
Yeah.
To be 30 again. Let's get to more of this. 11-year-old kids wish he would watch from he loves. Okay. So you guys are just talking about other stuff. Here we go. Do you believe the detective that Harry told the Miranda story that died 20 years ago was killed due to from?
Yeah. Henry said that there was a detective that was investigating the disappearance of Henry's family, and that detective died 20 years before. And initially they were suspecting Henry, that he did something to his family. But it's who knows? Maybe some agent of from caused the demise of that detective. Looking into who knows? You never know.
Definitely a possibility, 100%. Okay, go here. I'm still intrigued about that monster in season 1 that asked Julie, "Don't you remember me?" Me too.
Yep.
Me too. Because when I went back and watched it, I was like, oh, that's interesting, right? That she called out. That was Julie's first time there, called out her name, right? But again, I think the town, if these people are chosen to be there, then they know who they are. You know what I mean? They know that Julie, they know Ethan, they know who's coming. And I think they proved that when the ambulance was coming in, they weren't doing the same things that they usually do at nighttime. So I do believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Ankui comes to the numbers 233. We get into the Ankui numbers. Yeah, you guys are good with that one. I think the numbers are related to people just recording when they were there. I thought that too, but at the same time, you had the 2659, I think the number was, which is a future date. So I think it's more than this. That. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's definitely more than just that. I think it's likely that they're not really dates at all, that they're musical notes, something like that.
Me too. Me too. Because at the end of the day, they repeat themselves. So and some of them are in cursive too, right? They said. So
Yeah.
not only do they repeat themselves, they're written in cursive, some are written normally, numbers are backwards. It's hard to say that it's a date now. It really is. So I'm
Yeah.
agree with you. And I'll go with the musical notes too. I'm glad they didn't do that trope. Not sure which trope we're talking about.
Maybe I don't know if it's the trope of like a monster in the ultrasound. I was expecting that trope, but
Yeah,
anyway.
me too. Um, I'm glad that you're right. I'm glad they didn't do that, right? And it would have been too easy, you know. Oh yeah, you do have a something in there, but we don't know what it is or something like that. So I think
Scary.
it adds,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it adds a little bit more intrigue to know that she's going through all of this stuff and she may not actually be pregnant. I
Yep.
love Victor and Dad playing the Goonies. Yeah, that was funny.
That was
Only
cute.
thing that scene, only thing that scares me is creepy dolls. Well, you're gonna get some creepy doll in the next one because I believe they're gonna be trying to talk to Jasper. I'm not exactly sure if Jasper is gonna talk back, but we're definitely, yeah, I think he will. I think he will. I just don't think it'll probably be the end of the episode. A cliffhanger will end with Jasper about to say something. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling I'm going to be disappointed and he's not going to talk because I don't know. I know a lot of people say they don't like creepy dolls and dummies. I love that trope. That's one of my favorites, but I don't think we're going to get it. I don't think we're going to get it because whatever entity is controlling it is not going to want Victor to have that information. So I think it's not going to talk. Well, we'll see.
We will see. And I'm with you on that one too, because if it does talk, sayonara, Victor. You know what I mean? I'm
Yep.
sorry, Victor, you gotta go. So I'm with you. I hope it doesn't talk because I like Victor's character. You know, I think he
Me
does a
too.
bang up job, and you get him more emotionally attached to him now that his father's back there, and you felt the hurt and the pain that he couldn't get home. Yeah, so I like him. So I'm agree with you. But then again, beloved character.
Yeah. That would What would tug at the heartstrings more than that, honestly. I think that would be the most brutal in terms of an emotional death. So,
I agree. Him
yeah.
and Donna. Him and Donna. I'm sure
Yeah.
things are supernatural, but I'm still thinking witchcraft or something along those lines. Well, to be honest with you, I think there's heavily like it's like a lot of the things that we see in there, like the totems and all of that. I think it has a lot to do with witchcraft. I could agree with that. I'm just not sure
Cool.
if that's where they're gonna go though. What do you think?
Could be. It could be something to do with witchcraft. They sure look, some kind of witchy thing like voodoo or I don't know. I don't know what that could be, but it could be a misdirect. There might not be anything magic about them. I keep getting game vibes. Like maybe these things they're supposedly protecting these people, like the talismans, they might not be magical at all. It might just be according to the rules of the game. And maybe the totems are part of it. Who knows though?
I agree. I agree. Glad to have you. Thank you for being here. Kenny is about to be lit every night. Well, we already know. You see, here's the problem, right? In episode 1, when they did their little, celebration for being here, they thanked Fatima because she grew the best weed. She hasn't been growing weed in a while, so they're probably gonna run out soon. So I don't know how lit, I don't know how lit Kenny's gonna be anymore. You know what I mean? Like she has
True.
she has other things to worry about and then growing weed right now. So I
Yeah.
think Kenny will take more risks since he has nothing to lose. I do think so too, and I think Boyd, like him and Boyd, are probably like if there's something to do, him and Boyd are probably going to go off and do it together, and that's why I think Acosta being there is important because she's a real cop, so she can hold down the town while Boyd does other things, which I think is possible. But I do think she's going to have to earn the town's respect first, and I think it's going to be Boyd that accepts her first and then she's going to do something, maybe save somebody where the town finally gives her the respect that she deserves because this wasn't her fault. She acted stupidly, but it wasn't her fault, So
Yeah, I agree.
so they just dropped the idea of capture. No, not that it was smart. Again, that's the troll. You know
Yep.
what I mean? That's
Trolling
the
us.
part of the troll. Yes, the part of the troll. Hey, why don't we capture one? Then Boyd decides to do it. It's like, yeah, it sounds like a good plan, but it's stupid. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
maybe Fatima will be the one. It's just that Fatima doesn't have no answers. But if she completely changes, then maybe she might. I don't know. It's I just I think they're not even gonna do that. I think it was just a hey guys, we hear you talking and
Yep.
they said it, but we're not gonna do it.
That was a
Boyd,
fan theory going way back. So they were
yeah,
shouting out that theory and kind of trolling us, but I don't think they're gonna revisit it. Yeah.
me too. Had me thinking they might do it too. I was like, oh, that would be interesting.
Me
But
too.
yeah, but no, they're not gonna do it. Boyd might have to smoke her too. I agree. I thought he was sad because his grandchild might not exist. Um, I think he that too, but he also understands that yeah, something's going on with Fatima, and the son is making it seem like oh maybe it's the town or maybe it's this and that, but he knows that there's something more than that going on.
Hmm.
It's only been 3 weeks or so within the arrival of the Matthews.
Yeah, isn't that
Really?
crazy? Yeah, in the world of the show, that yeah, some fans kind of, like figured it out, like added it up, and it's been somewhere around that.
Oh
Crazy.
wow! Oh
Yeah.
wow! Well, they're gonna have to either have a time jump or speed it up because that boy is getting big. They may have to
Uh-huh.
recast him. They may
That's
have to
here. Yeah, that's the problem.
yeah. And
That
I
is a
think that has to do with the fact that this season took too long to come out because of the writer's strike and all the stuff that was going on. So I
Yep.
think that's the reason why. But yeah, if they want to, if he gets too big, they may have to recast him.
Yeah,
I
either
re-
that or I hope they don't kill him off. I keep thinking maybe they'll send him through a faraway tree and he'll just disappear for a while, come
yeah.
back at the end of the series, and they'll explain it somehow.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
knows?
that makes more sense than actually killing him off or recasting him. I agree with you. But then that would be, you see, that would kill my theory that Ethan is the one that the town is going after. Maybe they do it to
Mm,
protect him, and the town tries to bring him back. I don't know. It would just be interesting.
yep.
Nikki said, I really like the way y'all do your live. Good mix of clips and chat engagement. Thank you very much. It's funny because these streams it started off to be an hour. Then it went to an hour and a half, then 2 hours. Now I'm on here almost 3 hours trying to get through you guys' comments and everything. So just keeps getting longer and longer. But I enjoy it. You know what I mean? I enjoy the engagement. I enjoy you guys coming in here and talking with us. So it's great. Man, from his messed up place, kids and time travel don't mix. Friends don't let friends time travel. I agree with you. Boyd
Mm,
has the best pause screen faces, like sums up. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I like Boyd. That's why I say he can't go until the end because his cursing is on point and his facial expressions, like when he's just, I think, one of the best actors in this show. There are a lot of great ones too. Donna is good, Victor is good, and all that. But I think it's just Boyd that he does it.
yes. Beyond belief. He's stellar at everything he does. He's amazing.
I agree. If Boyd is this important, who had Boyd's role in young Victor's timeline? That is a good question, and I don't think we'll ever find out that information. I think just Boyd, maybe they never had a Boyd before.
Yeah.
And that's why there's so much problems happening with the monsters now where it's taking them long or whatever, because Boyd, they've never had a Boyd before. Maybe everyone and remember, Boyd was the one that found the talismans to save people. So before
Yep.
Boyd got there, they were just killing everybody, right? So they probably
Right.
never had a Boyd before. That's why.
I don't think he was supposed to be there. I think he was a wild card, and that's
Me too.
why things are so different and changing so fast. Yeah, especially with Abby saying she had a dream when she was a little girl, probably of this place. I think Abby was probably the one who was like selected to be there. He just happened to be in the car with her.
I agree. 100%. I agree. And it would make sense, right? Because Jim was there, right? So that kind of, but Miranda left Henry and went. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So to me, it seems like yes, you're correct. Especially Boyd having like an army background, I think he
Yep.
was not supposed to be there, and he was there, and that's why a lot of things are happening the way it's happening. You
Yep.
couldn't pay me enough money to stand in the center of those rocks. I feel like that's asking to be sacrificed. Man, I would have seen the red rocks and turned right back around. Nope, I'm not going over there. Even the totems, like when Christy was stuck in the bear trap and he went and grabbed the metal bar. I don't know if I would have done that either. I'd have probably said, we need to find something else. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I am not touching this at all.
Same.
Need a talisman and a piece of paper to get out and explore further. Yeah, but you see, here's the thing. They need the tent, right? Because you're going to have to sleep at night if you want to go further. And we already seen what happened the last time they brought a tent out there. So I think they kind of worried about doing something like that again, to where they may not be able to get back to the town if they go out too far. So.
Right.
Those statues don't protect that much because we heard the same thing in both nights, and the second night supposedly it should be different because Jade took one down. The only thing is, I think that's a person. I don't think it's one of those creatures, right? I think there's someone else out there.
I think so too.
Yeah, we'll find out who it is, but I think there's someone else out there. I think that's why the monsters left in the life, so he could give Boyd problems and cause. Oh, okay. I think that's why they left him alive, so he could give Boyd problems and cause trouble in the community. I agree.
Yep.
Someone set up a whole tea party for real, though, right? Because that's what I'm saying. And not only that, you have Jasper sitting at the head of the table, like, you know what I mean? Like they really sat him down on the table and stuff. So maybe Jasper's telling the creature story. Maybe he's telling them what to do.
Maybe he was sitting there like he was hosting that thing. He was at the head of the table, but I got a kick out of that. It was like very Alice in Wonderland, like the Mad Hatter tea party.
Facts. Looked like he was the boss. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you guys listen to me. It seems like most of the things that the monsters do this season is totally directed at making Boyd's life a living hell. I agree with you. And I think making Boyd's life a living hell is distracting them from what's really going on, right? Especially Boyd. Now you have Jade and Tabitha working on things, but I think when Boyd gets involved, then all three of them together are going to put their heads together and find out a valuable way to maybe beat the creatures or get out there. But right now, they're keeping Boyd occupied with the Ellis stuff and trying to make his life miserable.
Definitely.
The tunnels are changing for protection. Yes, they are. Makes them sound vampiric. Yeah, it does, but I don't think they are. I think it's more than that, right? But it's obviously that because you usually think they do sleep during the day, but you think like they can't be disturbed. Well, they can definitely be disturbed during the day. So it's just the dark. It's probably something to do with the light.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they interpreted pretty much interrupted Jasper's lunch.
Yep.
They moved before Kenny. Jade's visit was different.
Oh yeah, all the stuff that was down there. When Jade was down there, all the stuff was moved, the furniture and the monsters and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Good night, guys. At first, I thought the numbers on the bottles were the steps away from the tree. In the first season, Victor was measuring the distance.
I think he was doing it by steps. I think he is measuring it by steps.
Yes, he was. Ooh, that would be interesting. It would be hard because again they repeat, right? So there's something with the numbers repeating. Jasper also has something on the table that belonged to Victor's mom. Yeah,
It was
because they
almost
like
like
taking people's stuff. Go ahead.
and it was almost like it was sitting there waiting for them to find, like they knew he was coming down there. It was sitting right there on the table,
Yep.
waiting in front of Jasper. Interesting.
Right, so he could see it. So that means to me, again, that I think that these, even though we're getting people doing certain things, I think they're doing what the creatures want them to do, right? That's
Yeah,
why they're allowing Victor to go in their tunnel. That's why they allowed them to take Jasper, because that woman could have stopped them from taking Jasper, and she
sure.
didn't. You know what I
They
mean?
allowed it. They're playing
Yeah.
into their hands in some way. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think the reason could be is because they're a little cocky and they've probably been through this before and nobody has actually solved it. So it's like, yeah, go ahead, take it, find it, get everything going again because we know you're not going to be able to stop it. And I
Yeah.
think because Boyd is the definitive factor there, he's going to be the one to figure out how to stop it.
I think so too.
We know both Jade and Boyd have been drinking and both seeing ghosts. Yeah, it could be the alcohol. All I'm hearing, I rely on my eyes. I get you. Can we pause for a second and praise the amazing show? Since GOT, that I haven't gotten a show that had us theorizing like this. Amazing job by the writers and the actors.
Oh yeah.
100%. I agree with you. I will say that until the day I die. Episode 1 had me, and I've been a fan ever since. Ethan irks me. Yeah, I know, Perp. Me too. F them kids. The monsters seem to take the victims' insides and organs. Could it be because their own insides are dried out? Is that why the bodies are left emptied out? That's an interesting question, but what would they be doing? Would they be eating them? Because I know they wouldn't be putting them like transplanting. So it would be
Right.
probably eating them, you know what I mean? But again, we haven't seen that yet. And I think that's something we will definitely find out what they're doing with the organs. So I hope we do.
I hope so
No.
too. I thought we were already getting at least get that answer. Boyd sat there watching all night. He should know what they
Yeah,
did.
exactly. And that's the thing. Because nobody talks, he ain't tell nobody what they did. You know what I mean? Like,
You might
uh,
know.
I would ask, I was like, okay, so what did they do with the organs? Like everybody, you know what I mean? I'd asked him, like, what did they do with the organs? You seen?
Yeah,
You were there.
right.
Trying be having free coughs at the colony
God.
house. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. Fatima kills Tilly next episode. Oops, spoiler, laughing my ass off. Nah, she's not killing Tilly.
No, no.
Nice try, but no, she's not killing Tilly.
No.
I worry that the town brought Acosta to replace Kenny. Part of the reason I fear Kenny taking his own life, he lacks purpose. I
Mm,
think I think it was there to replace Kenny in a way as to being Boyd's right hand man, but I think Kenny is moving to the colony house to take over Donna's spot. No, we don't mean no romance. Yeah, we said that. I like Donna, but I think Victor will go until last season. I'm also afraid for Kenny. He seems depressed. What he was looking for what was he looking a screwdriver for? Yeah, that's a good question. You know what I mean? And then
yep.
he was like, "Oh, the screwdriver is moving." All because of that, he want to leave the apartment. Yeah, I feel you. If Kenny lives, maybe he'll be with Acosta. Nah, he's too stuck up with Christy. He wants Christy.
Yeah, he's still hung up on her.
I think the monsters keep Vic alive because of his innocence. Well, yes, but I also think that Victor is there for a reason, and until that reason is done, he's gone. Colony House 2.0 with Randall there. I don't know if Randall will go to the Colony House, but if he does, yeah, that then he's gonna definitely cause people to die. I don't understand why he didn't ask to stay with Boyd. Yeah, he could have, but I think he's still, because him and Boyd has really they talk and they're close, but they've never been the same since the mother stuff happened. You know what I mean? Actually, no, the father stuff when he lied about Sarah. They've never actually been the same. Like they've always talked or whatever, but I think they weren't as close as they are anymore. So
Yeah.
Maybe Christopher Amanda made a deal with the boy in white to protect Victor. Definitely a possibility. The horror and mystery are the best part of the show. The romance are the least interesting parts. I agree. Yeah, it grows the show, but I just want it to take over the show. I got you. I feel you. The romance part you're talking. I'm good. I'm good with it. Just keep us mystery going. If they want to do something like that, fine, but I'm more interested in knowing what's going on.
Same.
He seemed surprised that someone gave him a chance to me. Someone gave who a chance? Kind of lost where we were now, but uh,
Yeah.
you're talking about Randall. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
Randall was surprised. Yeah, I do think so too, which could be a reason why he may end up doing good stuff. But at the same time, like I said, I do believe there's something more with him. I don't believe Randall. He even told the monster he wasn't scared of them. He watched and studied them even after the caseta. I don't believe he's really that afraid. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah,
Yeah.
when Randall tried to steal a goat, I was off of him. Exactly. And he's done, even though he tried to play hero a couple of times, he's been a real dick to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Remember what he did
Right.
to Donna?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's doing a dick.
Yeah, I just don't. He kicked the hell out of a guy just for touching his stuff in Colony House. Like he could have broken the guy's ribs. He literally kicked him while he was on the ground. I don't like
Exactly.
him. I never have. And look what he just did with Mari. He was like being such an ass to her. Well, she was the one who stitched up his face, and he was being a jerk to her for no reason at all. Zero.
Facts. 100%. The monsters raid Victor. I could see that. I don't think Henry recognized the voice. He was just amazed they could talk. It's his second day in Fromville. Yeah, but there could be a call that he had or something. I don't know. Well, I know we'll get information on that. They're kind
Yeah.
of like jumping around and want to give you things to wait on, but we'll get information why he said that. He said that thing, its voice. He didn't say it's the voice. I got you.
Yeah, it's
That's
hard
the
to hear.
monster. Yeah, go ahead.
It's hard to hear. I would have had to turn the captions on to even tell what he said. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the monsters that was with Cowboy Monster when Fatima was flipping out. I got you.
Yeah, that lady. That's right. That lady that talked to Victor. She was there with the cowboy monster. That's right. That night, season 2.
So, yep, her face is identical to Donna's sister.
Yeah, I'm
Interesting.
telling you, it is freaky if you look at it side by side. It's freaky.
And I say that the one that's in the trailer, the one that killed the kids in the first episode, that kind
Yeah.
of looks like Tilly to me too, as well. You know what I mean? So
Ooh,
could be,
interesting.
could be.
Could
I
be.
don't think there's a baby. I think she's turning into a monster. Yeah, I agree with you. Kimono's coming for Fatima's ghost baby, I believe. That's the connection between Fatima and the kimono lady. Well, because I saw some videos where they talked about the history of that kimono lady, and it was a woman who had kids that drowned, and there's a lot of water play with Elgin in it. So they could be going that route. I just want to wait and see.
Right.
Elgin is also in the
With the
seizure
seizure
club.
club.
Yeah, which he hasn't had since I think since he came. Like he had maybe one or two, but hasn't had one anymore. So
Yeah, it's for some reason it seems like one and done for most people. Like LJ, I
Mhm.
mean Ethan. I can't talk. Ethan had one when he first got to town. Hasn't had one again. Elgin when he first got to town, not again. Sarah's kind of a special case. She's had more than one, so she's unusual though in other ways. So yeah,
absolutely, the real Polaroid reveal is still Julie's pick. Watch. The kimono lady is definitely the lake entity. She knocked on the cabins in the settlement. Could be
maybe
100%. Could be her.
I
And
think
you're
yeah,
right.
I think it
Yeah,
could
go
be
ahead.
like the Lake of Tears. You know, that could be the
Yes.
Lake of Tears out there. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I do believe and I do agree with you. I do think that Julie's pick is a reveal because they haven't showed that one yet. So I do believe that too as well.
I remember how
Elgin is the one.
Elgin has this aversion. He was worried about water. He's like, is there a body of water around here? I don't think it was the Brundles that he was thinking of. I think it's that lake, that new lake, and the kimono ladies that is connected to it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And I believe that's going to be a major part because that's the only place where food is growing and all kinds of stuff like that. There's water. They said there might even be fish in the water. So they made a point to let you know that there's a lake over there.
Yep.
You're correct. The kimono lady is going to make Elgin do bad things. Probably.
Think
I,
so.
be-
Yeah.
I believe Elgin is the next Sarah due to the kimono lady. Could
Mhm.
be. Agreed, Fletcher. Is the kimono lady the snake in the Garden of Eden?
Hmm.
Hmm? Good question. The episode has Jesus references Adam and Eve, Moses, doubting Thomas, etc. That's where Brian comes up with the Garden of Eden and the rest and all of that stuff. It's a theory that's definitely a possibility. You know,
Yeah.
I don't knock down anybody's theory unless I'm like, nah, that really doesn't sound right. But more times I'm like, yeah, that's a possibility, because I think that anything that happens is a possibility in the show. So I'm just gonna that's a possibility.
There are a lot of biblical references in the show. Father Khatri said maybe they're living book 74, and Adam and Eve, like Ellis and Fatima, are portrayed kind of like Adam and Eve in that painting on the in their room, and Elgin drew them in charcoal as Adam and Eve. So yeah, I could see that. That's a cool theory.
Same here. So is that young Tabby or not? It's young Tabby. We just don't know if it's a dream or she was actually there yet. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Oh yeah, definitely. It's either young Tabby or it's a past version of Tabby in a past life, but either way, yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. Repressed memories? Yeah, definitely. Was Tabby there or seeing another girl? It just says young girl in the credits. Yeah, it's
Ooh.
definitely It is. Ooh. Oh, so wait, you're saying she was dreaming? It's not her dream. It's someone else's dream. So, or she's seeing someone else in her
That
dream.
that's really interesting. I didn't know that it says young girl in the credits. That actually adds to what I was thinking. Like because you know how if there is reincarnation, she has in past lives she had different names. If she was
Mm-hmm.
Miranda, she had Miranda's name. So this could have been a little girl from the past, and she was one of her past lives, and so she's not Tabitha. She'd have a different name. That's really interesting. I like that.
Absolutely. Me too. And I can't wait to see what we get next episode. I really can't, but I agree. That is interesting because it would say young Tabby, right? If it was
Yeah,
Tabitha, it would
it
say
should.
young Tabitha. Yeah.
It should.
I believe Lauren was a chosen one too. The family that died in the pilot episode, because Boyd told. Oh, okay, we got to that one. Yeah, like I said, I think that was just the fact that someone has to die when new people come to the town. I don't know why they put that in there, but they did say that. So
Yep.
it's a different child actress. Also, young Eloise is portrayed by a different actress. Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah.
I heard people saying that the little girl is related to that one-eyed guy drinking blood from the skull.
Huh.
Ooh, same
Interesting.
kind of clothes,
Very
you know?
old-fashioned clothes.
Yeah, same
Could
kind of
be.
clothes, old-fashioned, definitely. Young Tabby looks very Little Red Riding Hood if it's Young Tabby. I'm at the point where now it might not be Young Tabby. It might be Tabitha having a dream of someone else being there, right?
Yeah,
So
either somebody else or a past life. Yeah, this is super interesting. Yeah, I like that. Colonial girl.
me too. Jim is so beloved. You're still trying, eh, brother? You're still trying to get people. Yeah, I'm with you right there. Jim can go. And like I said, when you really break down the characters wise, like he really hasn't done much this season, and he wasn't
No.
even in last episode. Like that was a way to, hey Jim, yeah, I'm gonna go do this, and boom, he was gone, right? So he wasn't even there for the full episode. So
Yep.
he's so mild tempered. I
Yeah,
agree.
sure he is.
I like Christy. I hope she doesn't die. I like her too, but again, she's another one that could pass away. The only reason why I don't think she would, she's really the only real doctor. You know what I mean? So they're gonna need her for certain situations. But other than that, she could go. Team Donna, Kenny would mess up Colony House. Donna is the queen. I know you guys love off some Donna, right? Donna is a great character, so I agree with you. What if the boy in white was one of the Akui kids, but managed to escape and didn't get sacrificed. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I think. That there's a painting that Miranda did that has the memory, the merry-go-round that's always in our faces. This whole series, that little merry-go-round. She painted a merry-go-round, and it has 8
Mm-hmm.
seats, just like the one that we see in town. There's one seat that has kids on every seat, and there's one seat that's empty. And I think that represents the 8th seat was supposed to be the boy in white. That's what I think.
Me too. I agree. Julie, I will do a 12-hour geek code and Richard breakdown tomorrow night.
Yeah, no way am I diving down that rabbit hole. I don't care how many
Yeah.
hours I'm on there.
Yeah, I'm not doing that either. You could run the numbers, brother, and let me know or let us know what you get from that, and then we'll actually discuss what you got going on. But other than that, no. Oh, Brian came back. What's up, Brian?
I was listening to you guys. I was like, man, you guys still talking about stuff. I was wanting to hear
it. Someone brought up some biblical references that you would have appreciated too.
Absolutely.
I love that. That's awesome. Oh man,
which makes sense to a lot of the stuff you're saying, because they were talking about how there's some biblical references in this. Yeah.
Doubting Thomas, there are Jesus references. Like she mentioned several different things actually, and she said maybe the kimono lady is the snake in the Garden of Eden or something.
Yep.
Interesting.
That makes sense. I'll even say like the plagues, all type of things that you can have that's from biblical references, and then knowing that we got revelations talking about it in episode 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Bible.
And things with the cicadas could be like locusts. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All the kids being gone except for one. Just like Moses.
Yes, absolutely. And then we were talking earlier before you came where she was saying that there was a picture of all the kids and that the boy in white could be the one that never got sacrificed.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, because there are 8 seats on the merry-go-round and one is empty. 7 Nankui kids. So, yeah, he could have been the 8th one. And Miranda painted that thing, and there was one empty seat. So,
yep.
Yeah.
My boyfriend uses music codes in video games. He bottled, or the bottled notes are the musical notes of songs Final Countdown that Jade will play on the night of the massacre.
It's the final countdown.
Or maybe the jukebox will play it. You know what I mean? Because that
man,
jukebox is like the biggest troll.
Oh man.
Or it isn't Who Let the Dogs Out. Oh wow. Everyone, Julie is a minor. Randall's almost 30. Stop it.
I mean, you don't know. I mean, she might turn 18 there. I don't know. Maybe she was 17. I don't know.
Julie, Randall, Murray, 3 stoners, 3 stones, 3 red stones. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I think they're all stoners, to be honest with you. Though everybody be smoking weed.
Everyone in the house. Come on, man. I mean, that's what you do.
I need 7 seasons so we can have a whole flashback season with young Victor, Miranda, and Eloise. And I want a season from Creature's POV. That would be interesting.
I would love it.
Me too. Brian, I'm gonna go to use the bathroom real quick. How many seasons do you think they're gonna be? Talk. I'll be right back.
I think we're only gonna get 5. I think 5 is the magical number, because you get to explore everything, and then you end it before people start to hate it.
Yeah.
I think 5 is that number.
I think the maximum we could hope for would be, if we're really lucky, maybe 6, but 5 seems more likely to me. With the way that shows run now, like you don't see a lot of long running shows anymore. I mean, it's
hard to do it. I mean, think about how long it takes for the next season to come out.
It takes a while. Like it's not just wait a few months anymore until the next season. It's there's a lot going into these, and I mean, what is Stranger Things going to be? Season 5 which
if it ever comes out? If it ever comes out, the kids are like 30. I was like, man, you're my age, like
right? I'm like,
let's go.
You were so little in the beginning. Oh my god.
And that's crazy, because I'm sitting here waiting for the next season of Stranger Things. And it's been like 2 years already since it hasn't come out?
Yeah,
the last season?
It's been 2 or 3 years. Wasn't it 2 in June? Like,
I
I
think
believe,
so.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
love that show, right? So I'm with you guys. Like, I agree. I think 5 seasons is good, but I hope that they maybe do the last seasons back to back. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
That
Kind of
would be
like Cobra Kai did. I hope they film them back to back. I hope there's more than 5 seasons, but I'm with you guys because if you get to 6, 7, it may drag on and where it's like, oh, people like to complain a lot, you know what I mean, and they may fall off if it gets too long. So I think 5 seasons is good.
And Ethan can't be that old. You know, you all of a sudden you will see him be like 8 feet tall. That's gonna look like a problem.
Facts. Randall's face is cut like the woman in the Camino.
Kimono.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
kimono. Oh, that's interesting.
Huh, I'm gonna have to take another look at her. Interesting.
I always just thought that it was because she was all bones and I was just, tendons and all that other stuff. But I guess it is because his thing is like this right here, but it's a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, there it is.
Yeah, yeah. I can see it a little bit.
Let's play it. I'll try and pause it at the right spot.
Oh, yeah. I see a big mark there. Interesting.
Huh. That is interesting.
Why does she always come out of reflections?
Yeah, right. I noticed that was the reflection. That was creepy.
It's a good question.
Because then we have the pictures of reflection, and then the mirror and the glass. It's always coming out of reflection.
It's an ongoing theme in this show, and mirrors are a symbol of mirrors and reflections. It's a symbol of deception. And I think she's deceiving him, so it would fit.
He's the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I just don't think he's enough of a beloved character, but he could be the next one to go. 100%.
I don't think he's the next one. I think he's the next Sarah.
Yeah. And it's funny because we never seen the voices. Actually, we never even seen it could be the kimono lady that was talking to Sarah first. We just never seen it. But now we're seeing Elgin see it because she's saying the same things. I can help you, right? Do this and do that, and we can save everybody. And that's what they were telling Sarah. That's interesting.
Could be.
Keep in mind,
Clara's
in my
also
40s,
reflection. She tried to drown him. She tried to drown him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She did. A lot of people are saying that she tried to actually help him and not drown him. But it looked to me like she was trying to drown him because he even came up when he woke up, he was coughing up water, right? So
yeah.
I think he's just trying to gaslight her like the grandma did to Megan in the first episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Henry and Victor, good cop, bad cop, Jasper.
Yeah, start interrogating. Trying to get him to talk.
Mary is not a stoner. She does other stones. Yeah, I know. But at this and they're saying like she can't really smoke because it would trigger her other addiction. So yeah, she's not really a stoner. I agree. They are drinking LSD water anyways. I look at that little girl and see Tabitha all over her face. Sorry. Okay. I mean, yeah, it could be her. It could be her. I hope they save their roaches. Facts, because ain't nobody out there to grow any more weed since Fatima's turning into what she's turning into, you know?
Yep.
Cicada clip. Laughing, love y'all. Thank you. We love you too. They might pull a Walt like Lost.
Yeah, that's what I worry about.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about. I don't want to see
might.
that.
Yeah, I gotta get
Me
rid
too.
of him. You too old. Yeah, get rid of you. Sorry.
Me too. As much as I like Lost, I don't want them to do the same things that happen in Lost. Like, for example, I said giving Boyd the Jack treatment where he dies to sacrifice himself. They did that in Lost. I don't want to see that again. You know what I mean? So I hope they do something different. I don't want them to do the same things over and over again that we already seen.
They had to get rid of Walt because he shot up like 2 feet in a few months.
Like, oh man, he's like 30. Like, come on, man. You can't. You got grown mustache. You were just a little kid. You said you was 8, and now you got a mustache, full mustache, and you like 6 feet tall. Come on, man.
Facts. and that happening took Michael, which is Harold, from the show as well, which
Yep.
to me kind of hurt because I think he was good in that show too as well.
That sucked. He was more than
Yeah.
he could have been more than just a father to this kid. Like they could have given him a bigger role. What an amazing actor. He was just God, he was too good for that show to be treated like that.
I mean, he's done it in a lot of shows, guys. I don't know if you guys remember Oz. When he was in Oz, oh my God, he was the best part. I mean, you can focus on him.
Right.
He's pretty much the best part in a lot of the things that he's in right now. And like I said, I loved him in Lost, and then when he came back and what happened, I was like, oh man, come on. But I won't
What a
get into that
waste.
because I know. Did you get there, Julie, yet? On Lost?
I
What
haven't
happened?
gotten there yet. I got to the part where he came back briefly and then they wrote him off the show again. So I don't know what's going to happen later if he pops back up after season 4. I don't know.
Just
but
watch it. You're fine.
Yeah.
They wasted his
watched it.
talent is all I know. They wasted
I
it.
agree. I agree with you 100%. He could have been more, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they definitely got Jari out of there.
Javi on Yellow Get Jackets. Yeah, I remember him. And yeah, he get too old.
Kenny should have moved into the clinic and have a yes, with Christy and Murray.
Yeah.
Randall could move back to Colin House. I agree. That's what I thought he was trying to get into there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe I could stay here. But I think the way she brushed him off kind of made him say, like, you know what? I'll just go to Colony House.
I think the reason why she brushed him off because she could tell Christy has something for him. There's something special about him in Christy's eyes.
Yeah.
So you don't want that competition, even in the throuple. You don't want a real competition. You want it to be equal. And Christy and him and Kenny have something special there already. To the point where Christy was already thinking about, I'm going to leave her.
Yeah,
this is going to be you.
Flowers for monsters again. Jasmine's flowers front of the swing coat and Jasper. You know what's funny? Because, and when I went back, I thought I was thinking something with the flowers because Julie gives Fatima flowers, right? Like a bouquet of flowers. And she said, oh, she just found it on the front steps or whatever. And I was like, could that be it? But I'm like, I don't know. Flowers?
What if Ellis... so the monster tries to get Ellis to open the window. He doesn't do it, but then Julie doesn't know about it. She comes, sees her, and opens the window, and that's what kills all these people.
Yeah, that could be interesting too.
Maybe.
Kenny's going to party at Colony House. Donna will never die. You guys are right. I hope you guys are right. You know what I mean? I think Kenny needs a distraction like Colony House. Yeah, but what kind of distraction? I wouldn't want to be in. That's not a distraction I want, where I'm just walking around the house and 2 people are having sex right in front of my face like that.
Unless you're one of those people.
Yeah, if I'm one of the people, yeah, no problem. But
Kenny already said he doesn't want that. I don't want all that. I don't want that smoke.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So for him, it's like, nah, I'm good. People don't tend to want to be around a bunch of people if they want to off themselves. Yeah, I know, but I just don't think Kenny's the type that will off himself.
Neither.
No.
Randall reminds me of my friend that grew up in a foster care, abandonment issues, and not liking anyone touching his stuff. Yeah, he's just a dick. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, I've been saying Tilly is Granny Monster or they connected. Tilly is something, bro. How would Tilly react when there's no baby, or was that part of the plan? I don't think they're going to tell everybody. You know what I mean? I think they're going to handle.
Let's wait and see because of what they're going to tell her. Hey, I'm having these cravings. Hey, something else happened that I feel like I am pregnant. Hey, whatever. You know, I haven't had a period in 2 months. Something to that effect. That's what you're going to talk about. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the show might be about finding the 8th seat, or at least the monsters' plan. Well, they definitely need to figure out what's going on with the monsters, but I do think that those monsters are manipulating a lot of things that are going on because there's a bigger threat that's out there, and they've only really talked about the bigger threat, I think, in season 1, and then they kind of like, pushed it to the side. And I think it's going to be one of those things where like, boom, guys, the bigger threat is here. It may start at the end of this season. What do you guys think?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, like they're gonna need to pay off something going on at the cabin, some new threat. They have to at this point. They've teased it enough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, boy was at that castle, right? It was at that castle. We never even discussed that again. Like all the stuff that happened there, and I think that has to come back up in this season.
I agree.
Yeah.
That castle with the guy that was hanging there,
Mhm.
that's going to come up again too. I 100%. I don't think a lot of these things that were like, oh, they did it once and it's not going to come back again. I think a lot of things are going to come back around again because there's still questions for those things that we need answers for. Why was that guy hanging there? You know what I mean? What was the threat that he was scared of and all of that stuff? So I think we're going to come back around to stuff like that. A season in the life of Smiley. That would be hilarious. Water is reflective as well. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's why she got, able to drown him.
Yeah. Absolutely. Water is also a reflection, and she tried to drown Elgin. Yeah, she did try to drown him. And again, a lot of people say she was trying to wake him up, but yeah, no, it looked like she was definitely trying to drown him. And then all of a sudden, now she wants his help, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to find out information with Eldon going to at least go and find out what's going on with that. So that's going to be good. And you see him looking at pictures, right? So he's going to have found more Polaroid pictures, because I know he didn't take that picture that he's looking at in the trailer. So there's probably going to be more Polaroids that he's going to find, which is going to lead him to go in that direction.
Yep, I think so.
Bob, great minds think alike. True, Nakisha, sorry. I was thinking that. The town may have healed her addiction like Boyd's Parkinson and Tilly's cancer, and Ellis and Christy heal so fast. That's a possibility too as well, because she's really like, she went through her, her withdrawals and everything, but she hasn't even she's
like
messing around with drugs.
2 nights.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
No, have you seen her addict? Have you seen her
Facts. Facts. It takes a lot longer than that. I wonder if Randall is going to heal fast. He might. He might heal fast. I thought those flowers were what Kevin left for Jasmine before she ate his face. That's interesting. I think so too, but ended up giving them to Fatima, which could be what started. I mean, when I look at it, it's only that. She had a little interaction when she was locked in that room with Ellis, but that was the only time she really had these interactions with the creatures. So I don't know.
It was her losing her faith. That's what I saw.
Oh, it could be that too.
Because she said, because she had this personality. She was bubbly. She was always look at the positive things, and then she just lost it. She was like, "Yeah, I can't do this anymore. I can't be here anymore," and that's what kind of started going down.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe it was losing her faith made it easier for the entity to take over her body, right? And when you think about it, she was like the hippie type of the town. You know what I mean? Growing weed, the way she dressed and everything, and it's all love and this and that. So yeah, it's possible that, her losing the faith is what it was able to have the entities come and do what they did to her. Tilly said she knew Fatima was pregnant, but with what? Or is it something impregnated?
Yeah.
Yes, Martin did. Go ahead, Julie.
I still think it could be something. And Tilly, why did Tilly say that? What is Tilly sensing about her? It's interesting to me.
I think Tilly's one of the monsters. We never know. Said the monsters couldn't come out during the daytime. We just assume that the monsters don't come out during the daytime.
Yeah. You're correct. We assume it. And maybe she's one of them that can come out during the daytime.
Or just chose to. Say, you go dress up like one of them.
Well, that would be the ultimate mole, wouldn't it? A reveal like that. Now, that would be the kind of mole this show would have. Like that would be amazing.
Facts.
Or
I
she
agree.
says, "Oh, they all work for me." What are you talking about? Like she just says, a matter of factly, they all work for me. And we find out the big bad was Tilly the whole time, right in front of your face.
That'd be great.
Tilly said she knew Fatima was pregnant, but with what? Or Fatima's cells impregnated with monster genes? Did it go from her womb to her body? Maybe residuals of Ellis's worms? Ellis never got the worms though.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, because Boyd got rid of them before. Yeah, before he did.
Yeah, I've talked to her about this before. Like basically, like the idea is that we can't be 100% sure that when Boyd gave his blood to Ellis that it was perfectly okay. Like we don't know how all this works. So who knows? Like maybe there could be some trace, you know how like these three people have the residual effects from the cicada entity. We thought that it was that they were okay now, but now they still have these issues. So who knows? Like maybe there's something wrong with Ellis's blood ever since that blood transfusion, and maybe it triggered this in Fatima. So you never know.
That is a good point. That is a good point, right? Because we're assuming that because he got rid of them in the creature, that everything was fine with his blood. But he had Parkinson's, and the Parkinson's is gone, right? So that means his blood may have been altered, or the town did something. It could be the worms or whatever.
You do know Ellis is not the only one who's kissed or done stuff with Fatima, right?
Right.
She's very free love, you know. He's her person, but that's not the only person. Like she did kiss the girl right in front, right? I'm just saying that's also another time where stuff happened and the girl died. So I'm just saying we don't know. Everyone blame Ellis. It might not be Ellis.
True.
Yeah,
true.
It might not be, but I think Ellis is gonna feel the effects of it one way or another. Either he's gonna have to kill her, or she's gonna kill him, and Boyd's gonna have to kill her.
No,
One of the two.
Him killing her because she's attacking Boyd makes the most sense.
I agree.
What's going on with his mother and Boyd? What Boyd had to do to save him.
I agree, because he forgave his father and understood, but until he was or is in that situation, then he'll really have an understanding of what Boyd had to do. You know what I mean? Damn, Fatima might really be turning into a monster because maybe Tilly sensed that there was no life form, new life within her, but the new life might be monster Fatima. Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I could see it.
I'm afraid Boyd ends up chained up like Martin.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. That could be him. Always, if he doesn't get everyone home, he's the one that's ends up chained up just like Martin was.
That could be interesting. Did Boyd get rid of all the worms? You see, that's the thing. You're right. We don't know that. You guys made a good point. I never actually thought about that. I figured, yeah, he did, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he still has the worms in, and because he did what he did with one monster, they never really showed up on his skin or anymore. He could still have them.
There could still be some kind of after effect, like some kind of trace, like some change in his blood as a result. Like he's not tormented by worms under his skin anymore, but maybe there's some change that it caused to his blood, and he gave it to Ellis. So something to think about.
Definitely a possibility. The only safe sex is no sex. Yeah, but that's not how Colony House rolls, though. You know what I mean? That's not how they roll. They're gonna get their groove
The
on.
only safe sex is when you have a gun. Still,
man, and it's funny, right? Because they doing all of this stuff, and there's monsters out. Those monsters make noises at nighttime, right? They be tapping on your window trying to get in and stuff. And how you doing? But yet these people are no care in the world. We just gonna fuck. That's it. Okay, let's do it.
So we can't hear you over screaming. Don't worry about it.
Punching all over Fromville, 100%. Both military as well, Boyd and Martin. Oh, yeah, Martin was military too, right?
Yeah, he had a Marine tattoo.
Yes. Ellis got the worms from Boyd and passed them to Fatima. which would make sense from her turning into a creature. Not only that, if they find out that that was the reason, that's just going to be another reason to break Boyd, because he's like, I never wanted to give him the blood anyways and stuff like, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's
Oh,
very
yep.
interesting. That
Yep.
is very interesting. I'm interested in that. But we did get to the final comments. It took us a minute, but I made sure to go through it because you guys were here commenting and making, all kinds of theories. I love it. Appreciate it. But we will be closing it up because we're 3 hours and 30 minutes in. It's very
Wow.
long, but I had a lot of fun with you guys, and we will definitely be back to doing it again next week. Look, Brian had to do his show and then come
came
right
back. I
back
just
over
didn't
here.
make it.
He's like, you know what? They're still talking. Let's do it. One last time,
Wow.
Brian. Just tell the people where they can find you, sir.
Hey, I'm Brian the Grizzly, 1/3 of the Spoiler Kings. We go live Mondays and Thursdays. We talk about all type of TV shows, movies, comic books, any type of really good shows that are really good dramas. We like to talk about all of them. So just pop in. We're on our way to 1,700. So if we can get to 1,700 by the end of the year, we'll be very happy. So thank you guys.
Absolutely. Make sure to sign up, subscribe to the channel. It's in the description box. You guys can find it easy. Just read it. I know nobody likes to read the descriptions, but you can read the description box and they're all in there. Julie, where can they find you?
So yeah, my channel, Julie V Deep Dives. Right now I'm covering just from nothing but from all the time. I've got my live streams Wednesday and Thursday nights around 10:30 Eastern PM, of course, and I've got a theory video. Hopefully I'll be putting that out by tomorrow. I spoiled a little of it here tonight, but hopefully people will still watch the video because I'm excited about it. And yeah, after that I'll do my episode 6 breakdown. Pretty soon I'm going to be covering Silo too, so the new season of Silo. And what was the other thing? There was something else I was gonna say and it just totally slipped my head, but yeah, it's gone. But thank you so much for having me on. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, like these people are amazing. Oh yeah, there's my friend Dieter there. He's amazing. He's such a good friend. Great member of the family. Yeah, like see these like you could easily get sucked in just reading through every comment. I love talking to all these awesome people. So
Absolutely.
much fun.
And I figure if you guys are in here making comments, I gotta show you the respect to go through your comments. I know they come a little bit late because we're trying to break down the episode and stuff like that, but I will always get to you guys' comments. I appreciate y'all coming in here and hanging out with us. You know what I mean? I do other stuff other than From on my channel, but From seems to be what you guys are enjoying to come and see. So I will continue to do this From stuff. And even when the series is done, we're going to work on something else to talk about. Damn right. So there will definitely be more From content. I know you guys already know Julie's channel, but it is in the description as well. So thank you everybody for coming in. Vanessa just popped in a little late because we're closing up, Vanessa, but thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. And
another great member of the family, Vanessa Wicked. She supports so many creators. She supported me so much. She is terrific. Yeah, and I'm almost at 1,000 subs. I
saw that. I was like, wow,
I'm getting close.
Almost there, and you will get there.
Like that, awesome
Absolutely.
People.
And collaborating with everybody too is great as well. So that's one thing that's really good. But I can't wait until you get to your 1,000 subs because you definitely deserve it. You've been putting in the work. So good job.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's because of awesome people like Vanessa and Dieter and just this awesome fandom. That's the reason why. It's the From fandom. That's literally all I'm doing right now. So I appreciate them all.
Yeah, no, 100%. You guys are absolutely amazing. Like the From family is amazing. When I did it, I was just like, man, I got to talk about the show because I used to do last season. I did it with a friend and he wasn't really doing it. So I said, I'm going to do it. And the first one I did, like, new people popped in and all kinds of stuff. That's how I met Julie. And I was just like, okay, so this is where it's at. All right. From is it.
It is it. I'm telling you, From is just, it is popping off. It has never been this crazy. Like there's
Facts.
another channel I follow. Like they had like maybe 50 people in their chat season 2. Now they've got like 400 people in the chat. It's some of it is just blowing up like crazy. You know, some people blow up more than others, but it's just like you'll always find people who are like, even if it's just a smaller number of people, they'll fill up your chat with so many messages. As you see, like you don't need 400
Yep.
people. You've got plenty to work with for a great conversation. And and by the way, Wild Marjoram in the comments, that's my co-host who goes by many names. She goes by many names every time that we're on.
That's 7. Okay, 7. There you go. I popped in the stream. I was like, "Hey, 7." She's like, "That's not my name this week." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Every week she changed.
Great.
My first interaction with you, you were 7, so that's what I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna be like 7.
She thinks it's a running joke. She doesn't have a different name every stream. She's awesome. She's awesome to have with me.
Absolutely. It's great. And that's why I say I love it. But I do thank you guys for popping in. I appreciate it. Saturday night we will be doing the watch party again. So if anybody wants to come in and chill and watch the episode with us, yes, we will be there 100% to do this until the series is done. So with that being said, peace, love, and hair grease, and we will see you on the next one, guys. Thank you. Peace.
Good night.
Help me, Elgin. I can save all of you. I can help you go back home.
This wasn't just a random nightmare. This was a dream I had over and over.
Can we maybe figure out what we're gonna do now?
I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what's wrong.
Then figure it out!
Do you feel that?
We should go.
I want to check it.
Hey, stop.